na 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 na. Oh hi! Oh, I didn't see you there. What's poppin'? What's crack-a-lackin', home slices, or what's good? What's good? Yeah, girl is in another bad mood. Can you believe it? I picked such a bad week to do a Throne-a-Thon. I knew I was going to have a lot going on this week, and I was like, but it's the best time to do a Throne-a-Thon. And I was starting every stream kind of frowning, but we had good. Whoa, Greg, whoa, what did I do? Why so much animosity? I just got here. I haven't done anything yet. What did I do? Also, hey. Remember how I said sometimes I hang on to that starting soon screen a little longer than I need to because I like listening to the music. I like Mira B's theme. You know what Kotaru told me the other day? He literally said that he listened to it and he was like, this song is not as good as I remember it being. I was like, are you serious? It's not as good as you remember it being, bro. It's better than I remember it being when I would go to my grandma's house and play Pokemon XD. Can't believe it. Also, why are we being aggressive in chat today? Yeah, what's good? Also, hi Owen. You brought pancakes? What kind? The blueberry pancakes? I like blueberries. Well, I like blueberries, but I shouldn't eat blueberries. It makes my tummy hurt. But I still like them. Yeah. Well, hi 2011. Hi Greg. Hi Knight. Hi DBT. Hi Glue Eater. Hi Ace. Hi Jack. Hi Kevin. Hi Pinky. Hi Ash. Has everyone been hide? Has everyone been hide? Why are you guys being aggressive today? I haven't done anything yet. You're trying to fight me? Bro, you don't want to catch these hands. I'm actually a super dog. I don't know if I've ever talked about it, but that's because it's my super secret identity. You know, once the special mask comes on and I get my costume on, I become the best super dog on the planet. Hey nerd, how are you? I become the superest dog on the planet. Yeah, leave the dog alone, she'll bite. Yeah, I will bite. I will bite. Alright, boys. We are still on our Throne-a-Thon. Remember, this week I will be streaming every single day except for Friday, which is new for me because, like I said, I only stream 2 to 3 times a week, and I try to space it out because I'm an introvert, and if you give me too many streams in a row, by the end I will be dead. But it's for a good cause this time around, so I'm trying my bestest. I was a little late today because I had to decompress. I had to decompress before I started streaming today, so I was a little late, but I'm okay. And I am here now. So far, look at the bottom. We've paid $782.50 worth of classroom supplies. I have so many packages of I've had so many packages getting delivered to my house of different classroom supplies that you guys have purchased from my kindergartners. So I'm super happy. I got glue sticks and pens and markers and crayons and whiteboards. Oh my, we got pencil grips and posters. So it's been a pretty good week and I'm pretty happy. I'm a little nervous though because I didn't update this one, but we got the viewers pick next game thing, right? I'm scared because I set it to 1,000 points of Cyan reads the B movie script because I didn't think that I would get to 1,000, but now that we're at like 780, anything seems possible, and that kind of scares me. I really don't want to have to do a stream where all I do is read the B movie script. I really don't want to. I've been thinking about how I'm even going to go about doing that. Do I try to act it out, or do I just straight face it? You know, do I just straight face it the whole time? You know, like, you know, just, do you like jazz? Like, do I straight face it? Do I try to go full cinema and act it out, you know? But also, looking at the scripts without the visuals, it's hard to tell, like, what parts are what. So it's hard to act out a script when it's for a movie and there's no visuals and I haven't watched the movie in years. I'll try my bestest. How about that? I'll try my bestest. Meow. Hi Keenergy. No, there's no, by all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should fly. Squirrel. I have to practice. Are you a teacher? Yes, I'm a teacher. That's why I'm raising funds for my classroom. The school year is coming back around. If you are an automatic follow, heck yeah. I am a kindergarten teacher and back to school. I mean, we're going back to school very soon. My first day as a teacher, I believe, is in 2 weeks. Let me open a calendar. Monday the 17th will be my first day back in work. And then I don't think the kids are coming until the 24th, though. I think they said that week of the 17th is all teacher work days. And then the 24th is when we actually get kids in the classroom. I'm not sure, though. I have to double check the calendar. I do know that the teacher hair... Oh my gosh, I'm fighting with my hair right now. I do know that the teacher work days do start on the 17th, though. That I confirm, but I don't know what the first day of school is. I'm going to assume is that... Oh, thanks for the bitty bits. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank yous. I appreciate you. You're so nice. Good morning. We've talked the whole night through. I don't know that good morning song. I can tell you, I can sing you the good morning song I sing in my kindergarten class. Good morning. Hello, and how are you? Early in the morning, I said good morning. Hello, and how are you? In the morning, I clap my hands in the morning. I do my dance in the morning. I shout, hooray! This is gonna be a wonderful day. Good morning. Hello, and how are you? That's it. That's the good morning song. It's very hype. Oh, I love that one so much. It's a very hype song. Yeah. I only play songs in the classroom that I enjoy hearing. So we get a lot of really fun songs in there. Sorry for laughing, but this is a funny song. It's supposed to be a little silly. It's kindergarten. You start your day off by shouting hooray and dancing and clapping your hands. Heck yeah, dude. Like, it's a fun time. Hello? I want to be a teacher too. Is there anything you suggest to help students stay entertained? To stay entertained during the lesson? That's a hard question because it depends on the lesson. Some lessons are naturally entertaining and then others are more boring and you have to slightly modify it, like give them, like, if I wasn't so far removed from the classroom, I'd give you a specific example, but the last time I taught was like 3 months ago because I am on summer vacation. It's just, a lot of times you have to modify a lesson to make it more entertaining for the kids, like, give them more chance to get up and write on the whiteboard or incorporate movements. I got a best example. For example, storytelling for kindergarten is really boring. Kids hate listening to stories these days because there's no visuals to go with. Like, it's not like a video. They're used to videos. So read alouds these days is very difficult, right? For them to sit still and just listen to it. So what we do now is you act out the pages of the book. You act out every page that you read, and it helps the kids. It helps the kids remember it. It also helps the Spanish speakers who don't understand English because now they're moving and the movements make a bit more sense to them. And you act out everything. Like, for example, even the most boring books can be acted out, right? Like, oh, it started to rain. Okay, everybody, show me what a rain dot looks like. And then you have them, like, do like have their little fingers like wiggle while they start at the top and go all the way down, and then go, okay, let's make some rain now sounds. While they do that, and they go pitter patter, or something like that. It's really simple. It's just movements, like, for kids. Why didn't my model stop tracking? That was weird. What's happening? Whoa. Oh, it fixed itself. Sorry, my model tracking started going in reverse. I've never seen that before. That was a new one. I was like, am I gonna have to close everything and restart it? Anyways, Yeah, you a lot of the times you act out stories. Everything you act out. Oh, she opened the umbrella and she walked. So let everybody stand up. We're gonna open our umbrella. Vroom. All right, now I start walking, and they start marching in place and walking in a circle. Like, it is literally like that's the like that. You just gotta give them to move for little ones. That is for little ones. I can book my accommodations for like 600. Ah, that's pretty good. Are you a fan of Batman? Batman's okay. I don't know much about him though. I would have made me happy. That's good. I do not envy you for getting ready for the school year. I do not miss education. You know, it's funny because when I was a student, I would get nervous, right? I would get nervous as the school year's approaching because I'm like, oh, I'm so nervous for the school year. I feel the same way as a teacher. Once August hits, my entire life, August has always been a very anxious month because I'm thinking about ahead. And I feel it to this day. Like this week, as soon as August, like it became August, I started feeling anxious. I'm a lot more anxious these days because I'm anticipating the school year. And it makes me feel like a kid because that's how I felt as a child, knowing I'm getting closer and closer to school starting back up. And now I'm the same way as an adult because I'm a teacher. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to start working again. Oh, do I remember how to teach? Oh, it's been two or so months. I haven't taught anything. Do I remember how to teach? Are my kids going to be good? Do I get a good class? Will I have everything taken care of? Will there be roaches and wasps in my classroom waiting for me when I get back? Or will that be gone? Or like, will the world be bugs waiting for me? So it's okay. It's okay. Start senior year tomorrow. My school wants us to wear decorated Burger King crowns. Wait, that's so fun though. That's so fun. That is fun. I loved reading in nursery and primary school. Shame, younger me would have loved that. Yeah. We act everything out now. That's the best way to keep your kids engaged. Well, at least the younger ones. I don't know what to do with older ones. Older kids probably aren't. Well, older kids, there's a variation of it. When the younger kids, you act out each page. The older kids, you can actually have them create their own like plays, for example. It's an activity I did in my small groups when I was a TA, a teacher assistant, for like a few months before I became a teacher. I was assigned 5th graders. And I was supposed to teach them how to read more fluently because these 5th graders read like little robots. And could not sound out a lot of words. So we did like theater plays. There were some books that we had that were like scripts built for like a small group of kids, and that's what we did. So they would read the script and we'd read it a few times like normally, and then I try to get them to act it out, and we were making props and stuff to go with our scripts and stuff so that we could properly act it out. The goal was to find a day to perform it for their classmates. However, that never came because the kids started acting out. And it got to they started acting out a lot, and I didn't know how to like deal with older kids. You know, I was a teacher assistant. I had never dealt with kids in the first place, and I really didn't know how to deal with the older kids. So they started acting out, and they started getting really off task, and it started becoming a problem. So that project like died out really quickly, and they were like upset about it. And I was like, well, y'all are not like doing it. I can't have y'all do a project if y'all are not going to do the project. So that's what ended up happening. It was really interesting. Just focus on the kids. Yeah, I know. I get so nervous every school year though. I do. And also, you don't know what kind of class you're gonna get, right? You could end up with a terrible class. I could literally like end up with the class full of demon children. Like, it's a gamble in kindergarten because we don't have any previous information on them like you do when a kid's going from 1st to 2nd grade. We have information on every kid that's in the 1st grade, right? So the 2nd grade is be fine. Same thing with kindergarten first, 2nd, for any other grade. For kindergarten is the only grade where you don't have prior information on the kids coming in. So it's a gamble. Like, it literally is a gamble. You can get like, and also kids with like major behavior issues, you know, the ones who belong in like behavior schools, they're usually found out again in kindergarten. Like, kindergarten is the year that you find all of these things. It's the year that you have to fight to get kids to get like the special needs help. It's the year a lot of kids get diagnosed with different things that their parents didn't know they had, just because, you know, once a teacher says something, they're a lot more likely to do things and take action than like if it's just like them at home. But thanks for the subscribe, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. My model's acting up today. I don't like it. My model's acting up. I don't like it. Sorry, that's something. First thing I thought about. It keeps running slow. Like it's just something's wrong. I don't know. I don't know though. You guys broke it. Why did you break my model? You're so mean. I can't believe you. When I was a very little, I played with toy robots. I used to call them robots. Oh, that's really cute. That's really cute. Thank you, Winter Fox. Winter Fox. You used 2 V's to make a W. I see what you did there. I almost called you. I called you Winter Fox, and I was like, wait, no, that's supposed to be a W. That's supposed to be a W. That's Winter Fox. 2 V's make a W. Isn't that funny? Why do we call it WW when a W is like double V's? Like, why don't we call it double V? Why do we call it W? It's not 2 U's. An M is a W, right? Like an M is like an upside down, like 2 U's, right? But like a dub, you know what I mean? Like am I crazy? That sounds Russian. Double V sounds Russian. Or does a Winter Fox sound Russian? Which one? Double V, yeah, double V. I was looking at one of the pocket charts I got for my classroom a few months ago. And I was looking at it, and I was kind of frowning at it, because I didn't realize when I bought it that it had major flaws. Holy moly! I was looking at it like last night. Oh, okay, Panda. I was looking at it last night. It's a chart that the kids are supposed to be able to press on it, and it'll say A is for apple. Apple. You know, you can press on any letter. I'm not going to be using it for some letters because some letters were stupid. O is for orange. That's a terrible word. O is for orange. You know, orange. You can't do that. When you're teaching kids the foundation, you can't say O is for orange. Because orange says or, not right? They're going to be confused. They're going to be like, orange, and they're going to be, it's bad. Like that's a bad, a lot of words were like that. There was one that was really bad. Oh, giraffe. G is for giraffe? Why would you put that in a chart? G is for giraffe. You know, giraffe. I hate that. I was looking at that chart and I was like, this is some of the letters you just straight up cannot use, because I'm not teaching my kids that it goes giraffe. That's confusing, and they're gonna get that mixed up. Kids already get G's and J's mixed up all the time. So if you're trying to teach them the foundation of the sounds and you teach them that G is for giraffe and not like gorilla or something, that's a problem. So I was looking at the chart that I had and I was like, man, it makes me wonder, because I feel like a lot of like materials made for educators were not made by educators, because I see stuff like that all the time. O is for orange. G is for giraffe. You know what I mean? Like, this is bad. I'm watching you in public without headphones. Oh, it's okay. We're talking about education. They'll just be like, oh, a teacher, you know? Also, hey, XV. I don't know how to say your name. Know what you mean about the kids. When I was in normal school, there was this brother and sister who were atrocious. One day I was in front of the whiteboard. The sister came and kicked me. Whoa, why? Why did they kick you? But yeah, I feel like a lot of like education, like materials were not made by educators. And not made by educators, and it's really odd. It's really odd. To see. I see that in like certain desk tags too. There's a lot of desk tags that just have a lot of filler stuff on it. There's nice ones that have like the alphabet and like a number line and like the colors. Those are the ones I always get. They have those 3 things. Anything more is excessive. Like sometimes they'll have like an entire hundreds chart and I'm like, or I had one of them had a lot of complicated stuff on it and I was like, holy moly, dude, who's using this? Cyan is nothing to be embarrassed about. Yeah, nothing to be embarrassed about here. You know, I because you told me that, I really wanted to do something embarrassing, but there's only but so much embarrassing things you can do when you're a 13 up streamer, you know. I really can't embarrass you in public when I have to watch what I say every day. Hey, Mazikor and Doggo. Hi. At work right now? Bark. Oh my gosh. But today, you know what we're doing today, y'all? We're doing the tier list. But we're doing the tier list that I was supposed to do last time I did a tier list. The Pokopia one. We're going to rank Pokopia Pokemon based on how they would do as a roommate or a town person. Because, like, last time I was just ranking them by if I like them or not. This time I'm gonna do the Pokopia Pokemon. And we're gonna rank them based on if they belong in your city or not. Because, like, there's a lot of Pokemon in Pokopia that I've noticed are like, I'm like, this Pokemon would burn the house down. Like, their body is like all fire. How are they in this house type of thing, you know what I mean? I'm a bit mad. I'm technically a student and my state decided to ban phones, iPads, personal computers. So we were understandably, but banning Bluetooth earbuds, wire earbuds while banning a smartwatch is wild. I had to use these 3 items throughout the entire school year most of the time. Yeah, a lot of places are banning technology completely. And it's not necessarily always the school. Sometimes it is a bill passed by the state itself. For example, in my state, it is like a state like bill that got passed that banned a lot of technology. So it's not necessarily the school, it's the state itself that's doing some things. And I get it. I do get it. Phones, iPads and stuff can be very distracting, and when you bring your own personal laptop, you're able to do a lot more with it that is not necessarily appropriate for school per se, which is why a lot of schools give you their own Chromebooks and stuff, because if you're on your own laptop, there's a lot of things that you can bypass that the school doesn't really want you to do that. When it comes to earbuds and such, earbuds can be a problem because of cheating. Some people would just straight up like listen to just listen to things that are giving people giving you the answers. Sometimes it can be a problem because sometimes it can be like a surveillance problem. There are people who will try to have their parents listen in to the schools and stuff, and have and be recording a lot of things, and it's kind of awkward. I mean, technically, I don't think it's illegal to record in the classroom, but it is really, really awkward and uncomfy if you are. But a lot of that comes down to cheating, and also some people are there's always gonna be the bold bunch who will try to listen to things that are really inappropriate or take it to the next level and use their earbuds as an excuse to ignore the teacher and ignore the class and such. There's always the people who take it to the next level. For example, it starts in kindergarten. I had a kindergartner who kept keeping her phone in her pocket, and she would take it out, and she was always playing on it and stuff, right? And then, yeah, Vicky is here. I see her. Hi, Vicky. But yeah, there was I had a kid in my class. She kept bringing a phone to school, and I let my kids keep phones to school. Technically, they're not allowed to have a phone at all, but I understand that parents want to be able to keep track of their kids, especially the kids ride the bus, right? So I just tell the kids to keep it in their book bag, out of sight, out of mind. I won't bother with it as long as it's in your book bag if you bring one, because kindergartners, believe it or not, do have phones. A lot of them do have phones. So what I tend to do, hi Emperor, I had a kid who would keep it in her pocket. She would be texting her dad all day, but because she couldn't read or write because it's kindergarten, they would be sending each other emojis. She would literally be on her phone sending her father emojis, and her father would be sending her emojis back. That's what it was. And so I kept telling her to keep it in her book bag, keep it in her book bag. She told her dad that I had her keep it in the book bag, and the dad was fussing. I need to know what's going on with my baby. What if there's an emergency? She needs to be able to call me. And I'm like, I can reassure you that we are in the classroom most of the day. If there was an emergency It's in her book bag. She can get it and call you. And also, we have, as teachers, I have access to everything. I have access to your address. I have access to your phone number, to your email addresses. I know who's in your family and who's not in your family. I was like, I assure you, if there is an emergency, I can get in contact with you, okay? Like, I even have on record which hospital you prefer to go to. Like, in the event there's an accident, like, I have all of this information. If there's an emergency, I can take care of it, trust. And bro was like, I was like, okay. So then he brought his daughter to school with a smartwatch instead. And I didn't notice it was a smartwatch because I don't have one myself. I didn't know much about smartwatches. So I didn't really know how to identify one. I know it now, how to identify one. But at the time, like, I hadn't really seen many. I've never had one. And I don't really know anyone who does. So she came to school with a smartwatch. I found out it was a smartwatch because we were in the hallway, like just walking to lunch, and I kept hearing noises, like so many noises. It's like a little muffled like voice almost, like it was like that's what I kept hearing. I was like, what? Where's that coming from? You know where that was coming from. The girl had a phone call. She had called her dad while she was in the hallway on her smartwatch. And he was just having a whole conversation with her. She wasn't talking back because she knew she would get in trouble if she was talking in the hall. So instead, she was just holding it up to her ear and going, I literally took that watch off of her hand and I hung up like the phone. And I like turned it off and I was like, I told the father, I said, if you bring this back again, I will no longer say, just keep it in your book bag and I will take it. Like, when I tell you kids will take it to the extreme, they will take it to the extreme. Like, we're in the hallway. Like, we're in the hallway and you're on a phone call using your Apple Watch. Like people frown because technology is getting banned in the classroom. But like, if you see how stupidly some people use technology in the classroom, it makes a lot of sense. Also, yes, Panda, I hope you had a good breakfast. Some people are just really bold, and I feel like they're bold and they do all the wrong things and they ruin it for everyone else. And I feel like it starts in kindergarten. Like, we literally had a kid sneaking phone calls to her father mid-class in the hallways. Like, it's bad, you know? Let me scroll up because I've been talking for a while. We're not banning tech in schools. We are banning LGBTQ plus books. Oh, that's a different story. We had a book that we were supposed to be reading that got banned. And it got banned because it was I'm trying to remember the details correctly. It was a book about crayons. And the different color crayons. And people said it was trying to indoctrinate people because it had the different crayons had different genders. Like, they were calling like the blue crayon he and like the pink crayon she type of thing. And then some of the other colors, people were like, that's not right. The purple one should not be called he, okay? And the green crayon should not be called she. And we had a book about feelings get banned because the crayon's genders were a question mark in relationship to the crayon's colors. We had a whole book banned for that. And it was a really good book, too. They were like, why would they call the blue crayon she? And I was like, guys, it's not that deep. It's really not. And it was a subtle thing too. Like it wasn't like, pink crayon is a boy because boys like pink. It was literally just like, oh, he did this. Oh, she did that. And they were like, oh, that's too bad, guys. Nope, 0 out of 10. It was so bad. My classmates are kind of on the side of bad examples of students using them. Yeah, like, it happened. You say kindergartner with a phone? Yes, kindergartners, a lot of times they do have phones now because phones are very, like, because screens are very prevalent now, it is very common for a kindergarten to have not only like a phone, but like a smartwatch, like a smartphone. It's very typical. I have yet to see like a kindergartner with like a flip phone or something. You know, when I was a kid, I had the closest thing to a BlackBerry. I had like an off-brand BlackBerry phone that was like $50, you know. But these kids, when they do have phones, they're straight up like, they're literally smartphones. So yeah. I've seen a classmate pull out their phone and take a picture using AI to answer a question on the test. I've also heard that a student during a state assessment used AI. The entire essay was, yeah, I mean, that happens. That's why this stuff gets banned. That's why literally on test day, like state exams at my school, to do state exams with the older kids, they confiscate the phone. Every kid has to put a phone in the bucket. The assumption is that every kid has a phone. Some kids don't, but you know, you just kind of sit there and bluff and go, I know you have a phone, until eventually they fight you enough and you're like, okay, fine. That's what they do. And then they have to, so they take the phones, put them in a drawer in the classroom. You have to turn them all the way off. No smartwatches, no earbuds, no nothing. And then their book bags have to go outside the classroom. So that's like, they don't have access to their stuff even if they want it. That's how the state exams work. You clean out the desk, so there's nothing on that desk but your paper and you. Nothing in your pockets. Unless it's like a tissue or something. That's all you got. I just put in my earbuds to call my spouse and freaked out because I heard a voice. Why did you freak out? You called your spouse. Hi, biker. How are you? Oh, so books got banned because of some crayon? Yes. Yes, you would be surprised how many books get banned in the classroom for really small, silly things. If there's an emergency, a intruder kind at your school, I would be there. You're gonna be there? A kindergartner with a phone? Oh, we've failed as a society? Oh, it's something. It is something. That's mental, it's just a crayon? Yeah, it is just a crayon, but that's okay. Hi, Mio! How are you? How are you? Well, I do teach. This is a different day and age to be a teacher in. I mean, we have like intensive like training on what to do in like a really, really, really big emergency. It's really funny because you see like so many people complain about a lot of things when they're students, not really realizing what the purpose of them are. And you know, and I used to complain about some things too, and now that I'm a teacher, I'm like, oh, it all makes sense now. Like it's kind of crazy. For example, fire drills. People used to be like, man, if there's a fire, why would I want to walk in an organized line, bro? I'm just running and leaving. Which in theory, that sounds like a good idea because, hey, there's a fire. We got to get out as fast as possible, right? But in practice, if there was a fire drill and the entire school decided to just completely stampede, I mean, everybody just started running and leaving the school. One, you'd lose track of a lot of students, so we don't know where they are and we can't like judge their well-being. Two, because you know, it's our job as teachers to make sure we have all of our students and they're all safe. So if everyone's running around and they're all going frantic, going anywhere they feel like it because it's a fire, we gotta get out right now. I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're safe, which means your parents don't know where you are and your parents don't know where you're safe, right? So it's again like, and then also too, if all the kids just start running because it's a fire drill, oh, I'm so scared, it's a fire, it's gonna get us, let's all run at one time. You're gonna start trampling kids. Kids are gonna trip and fall. And when the kids trip and fall, the other kids are going to end up stepping on them and trampling them. That's a complaint I heard a lot when I was in high school. Me and fire drills are so stupid, Mion. We gotta walk why are we walking? And why are we in an organized line, bro? I just wanna go to safety. If it was a fire, I'd be running. I hear that one a lot when I was in school, when I was a student. And I used to have the same sentiment. I was like, yeah, man, why would I want to walk and like in a line during a fire drill? And now, as a teacher, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's probably best that everybody walks in a line so that the teacher knows where you are, which means that the teacher knows where you are, your parents is going to know where you are. And also, so kids don't get stampeded. That's what happened. I just saw, why do people, I won't touch on that topic on stream, Greg. But I do have to go through extensive training in the event that there is a like massive American emergency is what we'll call it an American emergency, all right, in the classroom. Hi, Hypnotic. Every classroom has an emergency go bag, and the emergency go bag includes a lot of materials to stop very deep wounds, right? It comes with things that you can use to barricade a door, such as like a door stop. They teach you how to tie the rope around like a door handle and tie it to a different source to keep the door shut in the event, like, you know, someone's trying to like get in. They teach you how to barricade a classroom using like the desk and the chairs properly. And then in the go bag, there's like a glass breaker item, so that if you gotta get through a window, you can. There's like tourniquets to stop like bleeding and stuff. Yeah, every year we have to do a tiny training on it, like oh, what's in the bag and how to use all the items in the bag. And then every like 2 to 3 years you have to do the big training where everyone goes to this one building and you meet there's a police chief there and the police chief goes in depth about what to do in the event of an intruder. So yeah, that's the kind of times that we live in, if you're if you were wondering about that. Yes, we all do have emergency go bags for the extreme American events that happen sometimes, you know. So some people should not breathe our air. I mean, I guess that's one way to put it. So yeah, and as a teacher, you know, if something like that happens, you're responsible for the well-being of your kiddos. So oh, hi Erin, how are you? The training also teaches you which classroom items are the best. It teaches you which classroom items are the best to use as weapons in the event you need it as well. Like when I tell you that training's in depth, it's in depth. It's like a 3-hour meeting that you have to go to every few years. And then the other videos in between those years, every year you watch the same videos about what to do, how to use this item, what's this item for, what's this item. Those ones are scissors. Actually, I don't remember which one is the best one because you go to the big meeting every 2 to 3 years, and I haven't been, which means this year will be my year to go. So I don't remember. It's been 3 years, so I can come back with some more information when I go to the training, because it should be my time. Technically, last year was supposed to be my time to do it, but the guy who usually hosts the event, the police chief, he retired that year. So they didn't really have anyone else to do it, so they didn't do that training last year, but I'm sure they'll bring it back this year. So did you get a new model? That depends. When was the last time you were here? I got a model last year. If the last time you watched me was in November of last year, then yes. If you watched me before November of last year, then no. Actually, no, I think it's been 2 years since I had this model. I don't know. It really depends. Sharing the process why you even do that. Question is how it happens so much that I admit Europe faces some, but not as common. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Hi, Spider. In terms of a fire, I would leave the school and call 4 others because we all have a spot to meet. And the 5 of us were in ROTC, so we all gotta go out of the house and call to our parents and tell them, listen, if you got a plan, then I guess that's fine. I guess if you know, if you have it all planned out and you know where to go and such things, and that, I guess that's a little different, I suppose. For 11 months? No, I have not gotten a new model in 11 months. I took my glasses off. I don't know if that counts. It's been 11 months. Last time you saw me, I might have been a marching band dog. Does that count? I'm teacher dog now and I'm not marching band dog. That might count. I just thought of you in that situation, and now I can't stop feeling sick. If anything happened to you, I'd have a mental breakdown. I'd be okay. The stuff like that is, I mean, it's common, but it's uncommon. You know, nothing bad gonna happen. Nothing bad gonna happen. The worst thing I've had happen at my school was we had a lockdown because a guy robbed a place that was like a mile away from the school. Like it wasn't necessarily near the school. I mean, it was close to the school, but it wasn't like at the school. That was the worst thing that happened. That's the worst thing that happened so far. So I live in like a pretty rundown area. There's a lot of crime in said area. Hi Fury. A lot of crime in said area. So we do have a lot of lockdowns, but I don't think it's ever been an issue with the school itself. It's usually the surrounding like banks and stuff usually is what, or like the surrounding gas stations and banks are usually have problems. And when surrounding areas have problems, we go into lockdown as like a precaution. So like if there's like a crime happening like down this, like around the corner or down the street or something, then the school goes in lockdown. My first year of teaching, we went into a lockdown every single month. We had a lockdown once a month my first year. It's gotten better. Last year was a lot better, and the year before that was better, but my first year, holy moly, were we in lockdowns 24/7. And I don't even know what was going on. Most of the time it was stuff, again, like around the corner, down the street. Sometimes the neighborhoods that was close to us would have issues. It was never the school itself, but man, oh man, we had so many. Oh, you're too good for this country. Nah, I'm okay. 12 lockdowns? Well, technically 10. I'm a 10-month employee. 10 lockdowns? Yeah, it was literally every month. It was every single month that year. I remember we had a lockdown during open house. You know the day, like, you know the day the parents come and you meet, you meet up with the parents and the parents get to meet the teachers and their classmates and stuff. We had a lockdown during open house my second year. And I found out because I had just finished closing up. I closed my door, I cleaned my classroom, and I go to sit in my car. And I'm like sitting in my car chilling. And while I'm chilling in my car, another coworker, I see her sprinting out the building into her car. And I was like, whoa, why are you running like that? And she said, the school just went into lockdown and I am not going to be locked in that building for hours. And then she said, I suggest you get out of here. And then I said, say less, girl. And we drove away. Some of the coworkers weren't so lucky. So, they got stuck in the building throughout the entire duration of the lockdown, dude. Terrible times. Because during the lockdown, you have to, like, you lock yourself into all the classrooms. So if it's time to leave, you really do not want to be in the building because it's better to just hop in your car and leave. You know what I mean? Than to hunker down inside of a building. So I was grateful that I was already outside when the lockdown was called, because that lockdown lasted 2 hours, by the way. Imagine having a late day. You had a teacher work day. So you got there at like 8 in the morning. You got in there about 8 in the morning, working on your classroom, fixing stuff up, you know, going through meetings because it's a teacher work day. And then you got that open house that starts at like 4 o'clock and it ends at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock comes, you're so tired. Oh man, I just want to go home. I had a long 12-hour work day. Well, almost 12 hours because you get there between like 7 and 8. I had like an 11-hour work day, man. I just want to go home. And they go, lockdown. And then now you're stuck in there for 2 more hours. No, not me. No, have a good day. Oh, you're leaving? Bye, Owen. Bye. Cyan's a dog. Yeah, I'm a dog. Woof woof, you know. People think I'm a cat too. I get cat, I get wolf, I get dog. There was a code red lockdown because someone got into a fight at my school in the hallway. We have lockdowns, and then we have like a soft lockdown. A soft lockdown is when like no one can go outside, but school is still like in session as normal. A soft lockdown is what happens. A soft lockdown is what happens when like probably like a staff member gets really, like someone gets really hurt, for example. Like one time we had a soft lockdown because a staff member passed out Oh, bye, Winter. Thanks for stopping by. We had a lockdown once, a soft lockdown, because one of the people passed out. They passed out and they were on the floor, unconscious, and it was a little bloody. So they had a soft lockdown, to where we couldn't enter certain hallways and we couldn't go outside because they don't want you to go outside because they don't want you to see like the police and the ambulance and pull up and stuff and like stress the kids out and stuff. So we do have a lot of times we have a soft lockdown. It could be for a lot of reasons though. Like once it was because there was a dog that got loose in the school somehow. And so they held a soft lockdown where you weren't allowed to leave your classroom, but you still just taught as normal, basically. Because they were chasing a dog around the campus. They were chasing the dog around the campus. That happened. So that was a soft lockdown. It's usually those like something got in the building or someone's hurt. Sometimes it's because one of the special needs kids, one of the more dangerous special needs kids might be on the run. They'll call a soft lockdown to tell you not to let their kids in the hallway, but they'll ask the teachers to stand in the hallway. They'll be like, teachers, could you please stand in the hallway? We are looking for XYZ kiddo. He might be a little aggressive, so just, just let us know if you see him, type of thing. That happens a lot. That does happen a lot. So, Elmer schools have the crisis alert things. What's that? What's the crisis alert thingies? I don't know about no crisis alert thingies. We just got lockdowns. That's all we got. We have lockdowns. You keep forgetting to check in when that's okay. My bot reminds you to check in, but it don't remind you to check in that frequently. I think it only reminds you like once every like 50 minutes. But yeah, school is pretty interesting these days. We live in a society. It's the best way to word it. We live in a society. Sometimes that society is very stressful for teaching, and other times it's fine. It really depends on the year and like the area. I'm sure some areas don't have any lockdowns at all, but because of the area that I'm in, well, it's gotten better. The area that I have a school in used to have a lot of crime. I'm very aware of that because I teach at the school I went to. I went to the elementary and the middle school in that area when I was a kid, and we had constant lockdowns too. Like we had them every month. So I knew what I was getting into when I decided to work at said school. But it has gotten better because they made a police station by the school. There's a police station by the school now. So ever since they built that police station and there's been like a lot more police in the area, oh yeah, the crime and the amount of lockdowns we have gone down significantly now because there's a police station now. I don't think most people aren't dumb enough to try to do crazy things when there's like police around the corner and there's constantly police like patrolling the streets because there's a center right there. There's a police station. So look it up on Google. They should show images of what it looks like. Oh, okay. There's a sheriff station near my house. Yeah, see, that's the good stuff to have a police people by the house. That's good. Hey, hi, Jack. Hey. Scottish presented a question. What is school drill looking like? Not. I don't know. I don't know. That's something I feel like I should not tell. That's one of those things that I feel like should just stay between teachers so that if like an event did happen, an actual like person would not be able to be like, haha, I heard this person talking about what the drill was like, so I can get in here and do, So I won't mention. That should just stay between teachers. My district is chaos at times. We have police officers at most campuses, but kids still bring weapons to school. Yeah, it's a little dangerous. It's a little dangerous. Kids are little danger noodles these years. For some reason, they're just very... They seem to enjoy causing problems, I guess is the best way. These kiddos these days are like, they're like a danger to themselves and they're dangerous to other people as well. So, fun laws would help. Yeah. But like, do laws truly help though? Because I feel like you put a law in place and people do things anyways. They do it anyways, you know. Oh, you gotta put this law in place. It's okay. I'll just put this thing somewhere else. I'll just go get this from somewhere else, you know. So never been a real lockdown, but we've learned what to do. My entire school career was the only one lockdown. The janitor went berserk, but I was homesick that day. Oh my gosh, that's like those memes when they're like, you know, when you miss one singular day of school and the school, everything just crazy was happening there. You're homesick one day and it just happens to be like the one lockdown, you know? There is a different set of there's a different set of rules for like standard lockdowns and like something massive's going on. You got to do something. Standard lockdown is what it was when we were kids, you know, turn the lights off, go hide somewhere. I mean, it is what it is. But like emergency, like grand, like massive lockdowns, the procedure is out the window and you do what you gotta do, basically. Like their standard protocol for like basic stuff, but once it surpasses like a basic lockdown, oh yeah, you do what you think is right, you know. And so there was no really set procedure because every situation is going to be different. There's like suggestions, like when we do our training, we learn like what you could do in this event and scenario, what you could do in this scenario, what you could do in this scenario, how to keep people out of your classroom and how to barricade the door properly, stuff like that. But like, you know, every situation is going to be different in an actual emergency. So those ones, you just use your judgment. You use your judgment and you don't open the door for anybody at all. That's the biggest rule. You don't open the door for anybody. Even if they go, hello, it's police. It's the police, open up. Because a police officer most of the time is not just going to go, knock, knock, it's me, police officer. Haha, open. You know, there's usually a bit more to it than that. Usually they would make an announcement over the intercom once like it's safe to do certain things. They're not going to go knocking on doors going, it's me, a police officer, you know? If a lockdown happens and you're outside, run. Just keep running off property until you get home. That does stress me out. It does stress me out, the idea that a lockdown can happen while you're outside. For us, if a lockdown does happen while you're outside, yes, it does. You know, that does matter. You stay outside. If you're close to the building, like you're already like coming in, you can rush them inside the building and then shut and lock the door behind you. If you're outside, yeah, you just go further away from the school. That concept does stress me out because the idea of a lockdown happening while I'm outdoors does make me a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, hey Sammy, because I do not want to be responsible for 18 5-year-olds outside of the school's perimeter. That's a little scary, but the school is by a neighborhood, so oftentimes they did say you could there's some woods, so you can go by the woods. There's also like a neighborhood, so maybe you can find a nice Samaritan and knock on the door and be like, help, can us 18 kids come into your house? Safe house things confirms me, to be honest. It's scary. We don't even have no nearby safe houses. What we gonna do? We just go somewhere. There's a lockdown while I was being checked in back in middle school. I was running to my class and I was panicked too. But the thing about lockdowns too is that once the teacher has shut the door, they cannot open it back up. To prevent kids like being stuck in the hallway. As a teacher, it is your job to pick your head out the hallway before you shut and lock the door. If there's a bathroom near your classroom, you have to go in. You have to quickly run into the bathroom and call all the students into your classroom, you know, round them all up. I don't care if you're finished pooping, pull your pants up and get in here type of thing. So that does happen. You're responsible for checking the hallways first, because once you shut that door and it is locked, you do not open it for any reason. If someone's knocking and banging on that door, you do not open it. Which our school got docked for that. because you know we do lockdown drills. Occasionally the district comes down and they do a lockdown drill just to make sure that we know what to do in the event. Dude, apparently during the lockdown drill last year, it was really bad. They said it was terrible. They said that a lot of kids were just in the hallways lost with nowhere to go. I was like, y'all locking y'all kids outside? My kids were all accounted for. Y'all crazy? Like, they said that no one had checked the bathrooms. Like, if you're if you're close to the bathroom, your job to check it. Nobody had checked the bathroom, so kids that were in the bathroom came out to all the doors being locked, and they were just in the hallway crying because these kids had a traumatic experience. Like, imagine hearing lockdown and you're in the bathroom and then you come out and all the doors are locked and you can't get in. I was like, holy moly, dude. So that's a scary concept. That's a really scary concept. Yeah, we failed the lockdown last year. So they had to redo it. And you know, during a lockdown drill, they always like jiggled like the doorknob to make sure that the handle is like locked. Yeah, a lot of teachers' rooms were not locked. So they would go to jiggle the thing and it would open. Yeah, you're not going to catch me like that. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing if there's a lockdown happening and they go to jiggle the handle to make sure it's locked and the door opens. That's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. I would never. I keep my door locked at all times anyways. It's never unlocked. I never leave my room unlocked. Lockdowns are a little harder for me because my classroom is connected to the next door classroom. We have like a wall space in between that's open. So kids I can just walk from my class to the next class without having to open any doors or anything, which means that my classroom door has to be locked and the other classroom doors has to be locked too. You have to have both doors locked because if something happens, you know, they get into one room, they can get into the other room. So you can get in trouble if your partner teacher next to you does not lock their doors either. Ooh, well, anyways, ad break time. I'm going to do what I actually set out to do when we get back, which is the tier list. We've been talking about lockdowns for so long. We'll be right back, y'all. I'll come back in 3 minutes and we'll do our tier list, yeah? Yeah, okay. Be right back. Yes, of course. Potatoes can be cute. Are you silly? I'm a potato fiend, though. I hope you know that. I love potatoes so much. I love potatoes so much. You know, me and Kotaru went to the beach the other day. Oh, I mean, let's move it to the other side. We went to the beach the other day, and literally, I got some food, and it came with like a bunch of sides. And you know what I did for those sides? I got mashed potatoes, and I had gotten fries, and I had gotten a baked potato. Kotaru was making fun of me that whole trip because every time there was an option for sides, I always picked some form of potato because your girl got a potato obsession. Can you blame me though? Potatoes are so good. Like, they're so good. Anyways, we were yapping for so long. This is actually what I planned on doing today, by the way. I don't know, you probably didn't know that because I've been talking for such a long time. Hi, Till. Like that's we've been talking for such a long time. We're supposed to be ranking the Pokopia Pokemon based on if they would make good roommates or not. Last time I did the Pokemon tier list, it was entirely based on, do I like Pokemon? Do I not like Pokemon? Welcome, Surreal. This time is different. This time we're not ranking by do I like and do I not like. This one would be like, are they like fit for being in a town? Because there's a lot of Pokemon and Pokopia that like, once I uncover that they're in that game, I'm like, you don't, I look at them funny because I'm like, you don't belong in a town. And it's crazy to say, but some of these Pokemon are just incompatible with like living with other Pokemon. You know what I mean? Living with other Pokemon. It's only been an hour. That's a long time. You gave me an idea for your profile pic? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Listen. Talking for an hour is a long time because there's still a lot of Pokemon in Pokopia. It says there's 345 images, so this is going to take us a few hours in general. So like if I just talk about like classroom stuff for like 2 hours and then I do some rankings, the tier list later, we're going to be doing the tier list for 5 hours. Last time I did the tier list, I only got about 300 to 400 Pokemon in. That took me an entire 3 hours. I did 500 last time. Hey, that still took me like 3 or so hours. That was a long time. And I didn't waste any time. I did no chatting beforehand either. I said I'm wasting no time today. Let's get down to business. That's what I said. It was a bit much, you know. It's a bit much. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, boys. Bulbasaur. Y'all need to help me too because I don't know much about these guys' Pokédex. I don't know much about their Pokédex entry. So if they do something crazy, like that I don't know about, then it's your time to speak up and be like, no, Cyan, they would not be a good roommate because they actually spew acid everywhere. No, Cyan, they would not be a good roommate because their body temperature is actually 1,000 degrees. Like, there's a lot of crazy Pokédex entry stuff that I don't know about. So y'all gotta help me. Y'all gotta help me. Hey, I hope everyone's doing okay. Yo, I'm doing great. Pokédex entries are guys like the legendary, some niche Pokemon. Hey, some of them are bad. Like Vileplume, these guys, they have like acid inside of them, and they're like always like spewing acid, and they're like Venus flytraps, right? They like trap you in there and like burn you slowly is how I imagine they are. You know, stuff like that. Like, you know, I need to know stuff like that, you know? They aren't though, that's the mega. Yeah, but they do have, when you first meet them in Pokopia, they literally be like, don't stand too close to me, ha ha. Haha, I'm gonna get my acid on you if you stand too close to me. When they first joined, I was like, the little one doesn't say much about that, but the other two, holy moly, dude, when you first beat them, they're like, ah ha ha ha. Oh, I don't know do you really want to be my friend? Because I might eat you. Huh? Are we okay? Like, are we good? Here, let me move the chat box up. I'm gonna move the chat box up a little bit. Up a little bit. I'm gonna move chat box up a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all ready? Are you ready? Good. Well, you don't have a choice. You're gonna be ready, whether you say you're ready or not. You don't say the magic word. I don't know that song. All right, let's get it. Bulbasaur. I don't think there's anything wrong with Bulbasaur. From my understanding, he's just a plant guy. So I think Bulbasaur would be a great roommate, right? Like the same thing with like his other guys. Now, I think once he becomes a Venusaur, he might be way too big. It's not a song. Oh, it seemed like a song. I think he might be way too big. Like if you look at like his size in relation to stuff, he might not be able to fit through a standard doorway. A Gyaru in Pokovia, is he? You know, I don't pay too much attention to the dialogue in Pokovia. I'm be real when I played it. I think he'll be a nice neighbor. I don't think he fits through a doorway. That's the only reason I put him here. He's so big. I feel like he'd take a lot of space. He could be a nice little neighbor though. Charmander and this whole line, because their tails are on fire, they are always at risk of setting something on fire. So I suggest that if you don't want your house to burn down at some point, that they probably stay down the street. Like, we love them, we like them, we would love to come visit and talk to them sometimes, but if they're in our house might burn down, and I don't really want to be liable for a house that I don't want to be liable for my house getting burned down and have to rebuild it, you know. Venusaur is only 6'7". That's really big. That's massive. Yeah, Charmander is nice, but he might burn your house down. I wouldn't want to. Do you want a room with somebody who has a tail on fire? Like a fire tail? Like you're going to go sit on the couch and they're going to try to sit on the couch with you, and then like your couch sets on fire and it burns. Right? Like it burns. You know what I mean? That's why they got to stay down the street. Like, we love them, but at the same time, like, I feel like they might be a liability. These guys are okay. Again, because of sizing, I would say he'd be a good neighbor. You know, he'd be a good neighbor. It's like 5'7". Oh, he is kind of small. I imagine, is Charizard really 5'7"? I'd imagine him being like a huge dragon, but he's like almost my height. The bird line. There's nothing wrong with the birds. I think they would be good roommates. I don't think there's anything wrong with these birds. I don't recall the bird being too big either. When they grow up, so Oddish, I think he would be a good roommate. Now when he starts to evolve, I would say he'd be more of a nice neighbor, only because they become very prone to powders, you know. I don't want to be living my life and then get sleep powdered or paralysis powder. You know, you're gonna be walking in the house and you accidentally like startle them and they're gonna go ah, and then they're gonna put you to sleep. Like, no, I'm okay. I am 100% okay. Let's not do that, you know. So we're gonna say that these would be good neighbors, right? There's can't live here. Oh, I need a slash there. I don't know if they're gonna have much in the can't live here though. Vileplume smells like, does he? What does he smell like? What does he smell like? Blossom's a similar one. I feel like she's a cutie, but she's also very prone to like sleep powder. But I don't think this one can like poisons you and all this other stuff, so maybe it's a little different. I have no idea though. I'm spitballing. I don't know much about them. What about the crabs? What do we know about the crabs? I don't know much about Paris. I don't know much about them at all. What do we think? Gloom is terrible smelling, but Vileplume smells good. Oh, if Vileplume smells good, then we can make him a roommate. But if Gloom smells terrible, then I don't know. Well, if he smells bad, we'll move him to stays down the street. Actually, I don't want him to be a neighbor if he's stinky. He's 5'3", let him out. Okay. But how fat is he? How wide is he? Can he fit through doors? Can he fit through doors? That's the question. I think the crabs should be okay. When it comes to these little poison moth dudes, I don't know. I don't know much about them, but I'm very skeptical. I honestly, I wouldn't want to live with a poison type at all. That That being said, I think these are the ones I would ban entry from the town. This one can live in the town. I just don't want to see him. But these two, they're like, from my understanding, they are full of acid and they are prone to eating things. And then like they like, I think they use that. They're supposed to use that big mouth to like put like other things in the mouth, and then like the acid burns it down, like an open stomach. You know, that's like an open stomach. That's kind of scary to me. So I think I would ban them from the towns, you know. Slowpoke is pretty cool. They're pretty cool. They're good guys. They're good guys. I don't know how big Slowking is, but if we're basing it on Procopia size, he should be fine. He was big, but he wasn't too big, you know. He wasn't too big. Now, the Magmite guys is nice in theory, but they are like walking magnets. And I can't imagine having anything in my house that has any form of magnetic field, and then these dudes' little arms just sucks them in. They are just magnets. That's terrible. That's terrible for a home. Dude, the Magmite's gonna walk into your room, and then like all of your magnetic stuff is going to like get stuck to him, you know? You know the thing on Slowking's head and Slowbro's tail is Shelter or Cloister? Is it really? Oh, I guess it does have a face. I never noticed that. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that he was wearing another Pokemon. That's actually a really cool detail. Onyx. Onyx, my boy. I like Onyx, but he is too big. He's too big. They're massive. They're way too massive. So they're too big, so they can stay down the street. I wouldn't. I'm not even sure if I want someone that size to be my neighbor either. It's not because it do Slowbros, because it do cause the Slowbros and Slowkings pain. It does. Is that why they move so slow? Because they're always in pain. It was supposed to be its own Pokemon, but then they took it out before the games were released. Oh, that's unfortunate. That'd be cool though. Cubone is a cutie, and the other Cubone is fine. They're just good people, so I don't have any problems with them being a roommate. Now the Fighty Boys, they can go be somewhere else. I think they'd make good neighbors, mostly because it's a house, not a fighting rink. I do not want to be babysitting guys in my house 24/7 that are always trying to box each other and fight, you know. They can stay, they can be a neighbor, and they can have their own like gym in the house or something. But for me, I don't want to like come downstairs after a nice nap and be like, guys, what are you doing? Stop fighting. Cubone with the boomerang, that's okay. Just tell him not to throw it in the house. He can throw it outside, you know. He can throw it outside. Coughing? Yeah, these ones are all nasty gas. When you first meet him, he literally farts in your face. Like in Pokopia, he literally releases gas and go, uh-oh, sorry, you startled me. I didn't mean to do that. Ew. He literally farts in your face when he meets you. Toxic gas is their thing, yeah. Yeah, I suppose it is. I'm not really sure what these Tangle guys are supposed to be. Like, are those Tangles like slimy? Or are they like what is it made out of? Because that's a really big determining factor, because I don't want no slimy like tentacle stuff in my house. You know, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want them to be a roommate for that reason. Galarian form of wheezing is a smokestack that spews out clean, breathable air. Or at least it gives you clean air, but these other ones do not. I don't know much about Tangled people, so I'll make them my neighbors. We're not basing it on designs, but I've never been a fan of Professor Tangroth's design. I don't really like that Pokemon in general, but it's just kind of there. Yeah, then they can be a neighbor. Maybe they can stay down the street, to be honest, if they're just kind of there. I don't know if they really do much. Except this one, because we need him. We need him because he gives us important information. He can be a neighbor where the rest of them gotta stay down the street, you know? These guys, their hands are a little too dangerous for me, to be honest. They a little too dangerous. So I'm gonna put them in the stay down the street because they're gonna try to open my door and they're gonna end up cutting the door off instead. And I don't want that to happen. The pinster, I think that's his name. He can live out of sight. He's also kind of risky, like these guys. But the spikes on the horn and like the spiky hands and the spiky mouth, like he has a mega if you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it actually. This pincer guy, he's kind of a gamble. He can live at the town, but I just don't want him living near me because I feel like anything he touches, he's going to damage. Like his whole body is spikes. He has all spikes in his body. Magic Harp is just a fish out of water. He can be in a house. I can give him a little fish bowl. Gyarados, on the other hand, is massive. He can be a neighbor. He's massive. He's huge. As a buddy, he's a beetle. Oh, and he's a beetle? Ew. Ew, I hate beetles. Yeah, he can live in the town. He's not like dangerous, so I wouldn't ban him like the acid spewing guys or like the toxic gas guys, but he's just gotta be out of sight. Ditto, on the other hand. Ditto is an interesting one. Ditto's kind of dangerous. Because Ditto can become anything he wants to, right? Like, you could have a Ditto in your town, and then he could decide that he wants to become one of the coughings and spew like bad gas into your house. Because Ditto is such a gamble, we'll say he can stay down the street. I don't know if I'd want a Ditto as a roommate because I'd constantly be confused. Can only copy what he sees. Yeah, then he can stay down the street. He's a little gamble. He's a little gamble. What if we get a visit from a crazy Pokemon? You know, then what? Then what? The owls are fine. I don't think they do anything crazy. The other bug dude, he don't look as bad. He would also have the Ditto eyes. I guess he would have the Ditto eyes too, but I don't know. I'm not budging. He can stay down the street. He can stay down the street. Look at this one. Funny story, oh boy. This one, he doesn't look as dangerous as this one, but they still got that beetle hard shell and stuff, and the really spiky hands and the spiky feet and the spiky head. I feel like he'd have a hard time maneuvering through a building without like destroying stuff and taking the building down with them. So, yeah. That's not actually real. I didn't think it was real, mostly because when you actually play Pokemon, like, the Ditto doesn't have the Ditto face, right? Like, he just looks like another Pokemon, so I don't know. We got the little bug guys. They're fine. These guys don't do much. Gulping cannot live in the town near me. He's banned. They have an endless stomach. Dude, they're literally going to eat your entire village's food supply. They might also eat some other things too that they're not supposed to be eating. Okay, we cannot have a Gulpin as a person in the town. That's just not happening. Ash's cousin or something like that had a Ditto that had that feature, and the whole episode was then trying to get it to do normal eyes. That's silly. Oh, the spiky boys. They're literally cactuses. I think because they're literally cactuses and they'd be really spiky, I would ban them from town too. I'm gonna be real. Like, I feel like they're gonna bump into anybody and it's going to hurt. They're gonna try to push past a Pokemon in a crowd and they're going to end up on the floor in danger and hurt, you know? So, I don't know. The bees are okay though. Episodes what Spot and Ditto have in the goofy phase. Ever since then, Ditto has always been using that phase. Interesting. These are fine. I don't really know what these guys are supposed to be, but they seem fine, right? Drifloon? They're a little Drifloon's answer depends on whether humans visit our town. Like, if the humans were to visit the town, no Drifloon. And I heard that the evolved Drifloon is even worse. I'm gonna say this one can live here, but out of sight. But this one's gotta go. This one's gotta go. I know the backstory of Drifloon, bro. The thing like carries kids off, you know. Now I don't know the backstory of the big one. I remember something even worse. So we'll just keep that one out of town. This one can stay, just out of sight, out of mind. If humans were to visit though, they steal people's souls. Oh, is their souls they steal too? Ah, never mind. They can just no, they can't go in our city. I'm sorry. Let's see. We got the drill boys, Jober. I think Jober will be okay. He's got little spiky hands, but it seems okay. This one seems a little bit more dangerous. He can stay down the street. He got a little bit more spikes, so it's a little harder to control where he's at, you know? Okay. Cereal. Timber, they're good builders. I mean, Timbers are literally they're just buff builder guys. This one's a bit big. So maybe he can stay down the street because he's a bit massive, but these guys would be really helpful neighbors, I feel like. I feel like they'd always be building something and helping you out with something, you know. The candle guys, he's an open flame. Oh, same thing with the Charmanders. Cereal, I would love some. Yesterday we bought Lucky Charms. I have been asking Kotaru for Lucky Charms for such a long time, you know. He is a candle. Is he really small? If he's really small, we can move him up. I'm gonna assume that he's a really tiny candle. He's really tiny. We could put him up there then. We'll say these can be some nice neighbors. This one's got a bit too many flames for my liking though. This one, backed by unpopular demand. Oh, hey, Gray. Hi. How are you? How are you? I hope you're good. I'm good. Look at this chandelier. He's too much fire. I think he would have to live down the street. I don't know if I would want him as a guy. This one's really tiny. He's just a baby. He could be your neighbor. He can be a roommate. This one, his wingspan getting a little too wide. You know, that mouth might prevent him from getting in and out of doors. Litwick is actually a foot tall. A foot tall candle. Yeah, I can stand. He can be a neighbor. Just don't step on him. I feel like since he's so small, he's a foot tall. I feel like you might step on him and you might burn yourself. But this dude, he can be a neighbor too. He's a little danger noodle, but he seems okay, I'm assuming. Gudra. What do we know about Gudra? I know he's a gooey boy. Is his gooiness toxic? Is his gooiness toxic? Is it? I'm not really sure. Just look where you're going. Nah. It's a chill guy. His gooiness, like if I touch him, I'm not gonna die type of thing. If I touch him and I don't die, it doesn't do anything. Oh, okay. Oh, it doesn't do anything, then we can. He's just a chill boy. This one's really big though. Can he fit in our house? Maybe. He seems skinny but tall. So honestly, he might be able to fit in the house as long as he just ducks down a little bit first, you know. This water bird boy, I don't know anything about him. He could be a roommate. Oh, the Pikachus. I think the Pikachus make decent roommates. Just don't touch their what? I think it's like if you touch the red cheeks or something, and that will cause them to shock, right? Just don't touch their cheeks and you should be good, right? We got the bats. I don't know. I'm gonna put the bat ones down the hall. I don't want them to bite me and suck my blood. As a roommate, I don't know if I would want the bat people living with me every day. Call it discrimination, but I feel like I'd leave my bed a little nervous every day. Every single day, expecting that thing to chow down on me, and I don't really want to get chowed down on. Believe it or not, I do not enjoy getting chowed down. Loves to give hugs. It's only slimy. Oh, okay. Yeah, discrimination. Yeah, I'm a little anti-vampire. What can I say? What can I say? Oh, if left to their own, Guja cries. Oh, that's sad. Oh, we can have the kitties. Meow. We can have the ducks too. Meow. I mean, they don't say meow. Sorry, quack. Psyduck's a little weird though. He's a little weird though. We'll make him a neighbor just because of how weird he is. This one, his evolution makes me feel like he's going to cast a spell on me. Like he's going to do some crazy hypnosis on me. Persian is vengeful? Wait, what is, in what way, what does he do? He's vengeful? He's going to seek revenge for me? I don't know. Why? Why is he vengeful? I mean, if he's vengeful, then he could be he could stay down the street, you know, just in case I get on his bad side. I don't want him to, like, attack me or anything. But the puppy Growlithe, the puppy. I didn't know that Growlithe was the dog for the longest time. I always thought he was like a tiger or something until I played Pocopia and he was like wagging his tail and sticking his tongue out. And I was like, wait, he's a dog? I did not know that Growlithe was a dog. Our canine's a bit big, so again, I make him a neighbor. Because he's a big dog. It's like having a Great Dane in your house, dude. I don't know how people have such massive dogs in their homes, dude. They be bigger than them. They be bigger than them. Far-fetched in his leaks, though. He's a cutie. We can keep him. The Grimer, though, the trash boys, they're icky and gross. They're banned. They cannot live in a town with me. They are completely banned. Same thing for these spooky ghost Pokemon. I don't really know what their backstory is, but you can't tell me that something that looks like this is up to any good at all. You can't tell me that this thing is going to do anything good in life. Sorry, I done bought my microphone. You can't convince me he's going to do anything good. The ghost just want attention? Well, I don't want to give it to him. He might start haunting me. Isn't that his name, Haunter? He might start haunting me. The Voltorbs, they're just known for exploding. Even in Pocopia, you can use them to explode and make fireworks. So, I don't know. The ghosts are chill. I don't know. I don't know if I believe him. This one's like a ball of gas, too. I don't know if I want a ball of gas in my town. If that's the case, I get coughing in here. You know what I mean? The broken eggs. I mean, they're okay. I don't really see anything wrong with them. They're just a little unsettling. Their face is just a little unsettling. Oh yeah, Hunter does eat dreams. That's right, he does do that. That's I don't want to fall asleep and wake up dying, you know? These ones, there's nothing particularly wrong with them, I don't think. But man, hi Siren! But man, oh man, their face is unsettling. I do not want to wake up from sleep and then come down to see my roommate and his face like that. Is that discrimination? Probably. But these ones are cute. They could be a good roommates. We could be roommates with these Pokemons. Aren't they like Healy boys too? Like they'll help you as well? Like, I don't know. Oh, Lapras. Lapras is a cute one. They eat bad dreams? Oh, y'all gotta debate that one now. I don't know, do they eat good dreams, bad dreams, everybody's dreams? Whose dreams are getting eaten? I don't know about the Elekid Electro Boys line at all. So we're just gonna stick with these would be roommates, and then these ones would be a neighbor because he's massive. He looks huge. Lapras is really big. I built him a house in Pocopia and then realized he couldn't fit in and out of the doorway that I had built, so he needs a really big door and a really big room. I think he would be a good roommate, but he is really big, at least in Pocopia. I had to like fix up the way I built my house for him because he had trouble getting in and out of the doorway. These bad dreams, not the goals. Munchlax would not be a good roommate, which sucks because it's so cute. Oh, 100%. I would not want Munchlax anywhere, or Snorlax, for the same reason I wouldn't want Gulp in here. They literally are going to eat everything. Everything you ever know and love. Everything. He is a roommate in Sun and Moon. Yeah, he is. And they don't have any food left, I bet. They gotta spend 10 years making food every single day. See, this one's a tricky because there's nothing wrong with the spin arc, but he is a spider. And I don't know if I could room with a spider. I don't know if I could wake up every day and see a little spider in my house. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with them, but they are spiders. They are spiders. And if I wake up and I see this big, massive green spider making a web in the corner of my house, I don't know about that one. The fluffy sheep guys, they're okay. They're all okay, I suppose. I don't really like this one, but this isn't about what I like. It's about if they're going to be roommates or not. The little mouse guys, they could be decent roommates too. They could be. The mud people, I would put them as nice neighbors because they like mud, and I don't really want there to be mud in the house. They could have like a separate house. They could be a good neighbor, live in our neighborhood with like a mud house or something, but I don't think I would want a mud in my house. And the anime officer, Jenny, uses spiders to catch criminals. Wait, that's a smart idea. Because she can catch them with the web, right? That's really smart. That's a really smart idea. I like that one. The painter guy? That's a difficult one because he has paint all over him. I would say a nice neighbor. He has so much paint on him. He's covered in paint. That's too much. That's too much paint, you know? And I don't want him to touch his tail on something and then the paint gets all over the place. Is this classroom for yourself or is a real classroom? Oh, the classroom I'm raising funds for, I'm a real kindergarten teacher, so it is for my kindergarten classroom. My Throne wish list, anything that you purchase on the Throne wish list gets mailed to me, and then when the school year starts back up again, I'll bring it to the class. I am a kindergarten teacher. And once I set up the classroom, I do plan on taking pictures and sending it to people, especially since a lot of the stuff in the classroom has been donated by people's. But yeah, I'm a kindergarten teacher. The school year's starting up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I'm so nervous. Actually, I haven't been to this yet because I found out about it yesterday. We get early move-in days every year, which means so you can spend time fixing up your classroom during the teacher work days that they give us, but because the teacher work days usually involve a lot of meetings and stuff, and your room needs to be done by like a certain date, usually because the open house happens early, you don't have a lot of time that's actually given to you, like paid time given to you setting up the classroom. So they usually have early move-in days where you can come in for however long you feel like it. You don't get paid for those days, but you get time to set up. And next week that's next week. I found out it's next week, on like the 12th. I think it's like the 10th to the 12th or something like that, or the 12th to the 14th, something like that. I'm probably gonna start setting up my classroom next week. Yeah, am I excited? No, I'm really nervous because we have roaches and wasps and stuff, and after the summer comes, like, you know, I fight the bugs all year long. Hey, Normal and Somber, I fight bugs all year long in my classroom. So by the end, the bugs are gone because I did all the battling. But during the summer, they always repopulate. So I'm gonna get back to the classroom. There's gonna be a bunch of dead bugs in there and a bunch of live bugs in there. A lot of jump scares. Oh my god, there's a road, yeah. So I'm not looking forward to that. Happens every year. So I gotta ask my brother if he's gonna help out. He usually helps out. He usually helps me deal with the bugs too. Oh, I need wasp spray. I literally might add wasp spray to the Throne list because I used so much wasp spray last year, constantly killing wasps entering my class, that there's like not much left in that bottle. That bottle is like almost empty. So I need more. I like wasp spray because it shoots out a lot of spray in a very straight line, and it shoots from afar away. So you don't get close when you use a wasp spray. You don't get close at all. You stand really far back and shoot it like a mile away. It's a really good one. I like it. Roaches, on the other hand, though, roaches don't really respond to bug spray like that. Like, they don't at all. So it's pretty crazy. Also, thanks for the gift you give. Anonymous bought the news reporter microphone. That'll be fun. Is that you, Frank? Thanks, Frank. I appreciate it. That'll be so fun when we start talking about weather. My school we have a news. We started doing daily news, like, broadcasts at the school, so that, like, the kids can tell the rest of the school like what's coming up. Like, oh, today is we'll have a teacher work day tomorrow, so no school for us, yay! Or the media center is having a book event, you know. And they're talking about having the kindergartners go up and talk about the weather. So using that mic would be really fun. We talked about it last year, but we never implemented it. This year, since the idea is there, I will probably push to get it there, because I had my kids all ready. I had my kids all super readied up to go up there and talk about the weather, because they told us that's what we needed to do, and then they never did that, so it became a thing. But I'm gonna really push for it this year. I'll bring the mic with them. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. The Firebird. You think the Firebird will make a good roommate? I think so. I don't think there's anything wrong with the little chicken guy. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. Sounds like fun. That's what we didn't do in Sweden. Some schools do have their own news thing. Not every school does here. When I was in elementary school, we had our own news. We had our own little news shows ran by the kids. It is usually run by 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders with like a special appearance from kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd here and there. I like the idea of that. Honestly, I considered helping out with that simply because I have more like I have a lot of streaming experience, and they're always having technical difficulties with how they do things. So I've been suggesting stuff. I might end up deciding to take charge of it this year, to be honest, and be like, hey guys, let me introduce you to something called OBS, and here's my old microphone. I do have an old microphone that I don't use. I think it still works. My old Blue Yeti X. I think it still works. I might be able to give him that. That'd be a fun thing. You're back. What did you miss? We got another donation. We got another gift. That's what you missed it. Okay. The Pelipper Birds. They would be such good roommates. Such good roommates. The title caught my attention, and I saw the cute model. Nice voice to listen to. And Pokemon. I had to follow. Sorry, I didn't mean to squeak. Well, welcome aboard. We're raising funds for my kindergarten classroom. Raising funds. Funds. I'm streaming every day this week, which is not something I typically do. So I usually stream with like days in between, like every other day, because I'm introverted and I don't like talking to people for too many days. But it's for the children! You know? When I was in what they called intermediate 5th/6th, we had the school news team. We pre-recorded the news in a custom-built audio. Oh, you pre-recorded it. That's kind of cool. Ours isn't pre-recorded, it's live. The kids have a script to read every year. You pick the best readers in the school, and you hand them a script, and you tell them to read this and read that. That's how that goes. And it's really fun. I like it. And yeah, we don't do it via the intercoms. That's back in my day when we were a kid and we had those really blocky, like square TVs. You know what I mean? Like the really old blocky square TVs. You know the one with like static? You run your hand over and it had like a static feel. We had those when I was a kid in the classrooms, and they would broadcast the school news to those TVs. And to this day, I think back on it because I have no idea how they implemented it. Because how did they manage to, back then when technology was a lot more limited, how did they manage to broadcast like live? How did they manage to broadcast live to all of those individual small TVs we had in that school? I just don't know how that works. And I think they did a gosh darn job, I guess. The radio, maybe. I don't know. We used, I mean, it sucks, but they use Microsoft Teams right now. Honestly, I kind of recommended, I threw out recommendations in the past. Because the problem with using Teams is that there's no gauge for if you can be heard or not. So the biggest problem that we had last year with the news was that the kids would be muted and they didn't realize they were muted. The mics wouldn't be working and they didn't realize the mic was working, or that it was working and it'd be so quiet. So I was thinking, what I suggested last year was that they stream to YouTube and just make it a private video so you can send like the link out to people, you know, click this link to start the news. That's what I suggested. And then use OBS to do that, since OBS, you can literally see how loud or quiet you are, you know? You can see how loud or quiet you are using OBS, but they don't know how any of that works, so they were like, oh, Cyan, well, you can handle that. But I was busy, so I never really did. The only downside about that is that every time you list a video private, I believe it gives you a new link to said video. So they'd have to send out a new link every time we did the news. And we don't have a lot of tech savvy people who are smart enough to go, I need to click this link today, you know? So there's not a lot of tech savvy teachers that can just click one link and keep going. They'll be like, wait, why is my link not working? Because that's yesterday's link. Where do I find today's link? Like, it's bad. So that's the only thing that stopped me from doing that. Discord's too dangerous. It is pretty dangerous. Hello, Wise. How are you? Thank you for the raid. How are you? How are you? How are you? My name is Cyan. I'm a kindergarten teacher and I'm raising funds for a classroom today. How are you? What were you doing? What were you playing? Did you have fun with your stream? Did you have a lot of fun? Yeah? Yeah? I hope so. I hope you had fun. I hope there was... You play Pokopia. Oh, well, isn't this perfect? We're doing a Pokopia tier list when I'm not talking. I'm doing a tier list for Pokopia as to whether they'd be a good roommate, a nice neighbor, if they'd stay down the street, if they can live in the town but out of sight, or if they should just be banned from the town entirely. As you can see, the ones that are banned are just flat out dangerous. Like, this one steals people's souls. This one's haunt people's dreams. These ones explode, and these ones eat everything, and this one's full of acid, so that's what we're doing. It's a cozy puppy lady. Yeah. Would you recommend kids to watch Tom and Jerry? I mean, I wouldn't recommend them to watch it or not recommend them to watch it. That's one of those just mindless cartoons. It's not really educational, so it's not like something I'd recommend. I do actually recommend Bluey. Bluey is actually a really good show for kids. I really appreciate Bluey. I know a lot of adults talk about how much they like it, but Bluey genuinely is a good show. Like, it teaches kids, it teaches them a lot of emotional things. Bluey teaches a lot of lessons and like sharing and friendships and empathy. Bluey is very big on teaching kids empathy. So if I were to recommend a show to watch, everybody watches Bluey. All the kids watch Bluey, but it's genuinely a good show. It's genuinely a good show. And not only is Bluey a good show for kids, it's also a good show for adults too. I feel like it's rare to find shows like that these days. When we were kids, we had shows like SpongeBob and stuff that were fun for kids and fun for adults because of there were things that you would notice as an adult that the kids wouldn't understand or notice. Bluey's the same way. Bluey also has stuff that the adults would understand, but the kids won't. But it's in a more like emotional like way. Like, it teaches the kids empathies, and it also empathizes with the issues that adults have themselves. So it's really, I like that one. If I had to recommend a show to watch, Bluey's a really big one. That's the only show I could think of, like, off the top of my head. There's, like, YouTube shows, like, Alpha Blocks, for example, is a series that's on YouTube. Teaches the kids the alphabets while being, like, engaging and stuff. Same thing with Number Blocks. It's the same as Alpha Blocks, but with numbers. Those are good ones. There's good YouTube channels I recommend. Jack Hartman, he teaches a lot of things. Super Simple Songs has educational songs and not so educational songs. Anything that's not Cocomelon. I can't stand Cocomelon. Cocomelon is zero educational, has no educational values. Welcome to Puppy Academy. It has no educational values. It's just like eye candy for kids. And I, as a teacher, and probably someone who's going to be a parent in the future someday, I would not allow my kids to watch mindless TV, at least at a young age. So like Cocomelon is just mindless because kids find everything interesting. Like I could put on Alpha Box, which teaches them about the alphabet, and they think that's the most fun thing on the planet. So not only they're learning, but they're having a fun time learning. You know what I mean? Like I could put on number blocks, and kids love them some number blocks, and it's educational. Bluey teaches a good set of social emotional learning, and it's educational, and the kids love it. But when you put mindless TV on that doesn't teach them anything, and like they just watch it all day and it's not teaching them anything, it's doing them a disservice, you know. Munchlax slander will not be tolerated. Listen, this list is about if they would be a good roommate or not. You cannot make Munchlax a good roommate. He will eat all of your food. He might even eat you. You might wake up one day and your bed's gone because Munchlax ate it. That's why he's down here, okay? Like, do you want Munchlax as a roommate? Let's be real. Would you want Munchlax as a roommate? Yes, he's a cutie patootie. He is a cutie patootie, but he is not roommate material. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna be in his tummy. So no Family Guy. Oh, I hate Family Guy. I don't even watch Family Guy. It is pretty mindless. I won't say that. Putting my kids on wild. What? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, there's not educational. Not everything has educational value, and it doesn't really make sense to show kids things that aren't educational when they're young kids, because they'll find the shows entertaining that are educational and they'll learn something. Whereas finding a show entertaining and not learning anything is like a waste of time. So, how would Gyarados even fit in the room? See, that's why I made him a neighbor. Like that's why he's not in a roommate. Because if he was our roommate, he would break down the door. He would have to be a neighbor in his own little house, like around the corner or something, like with bigger doors. Same thing with Lapras, because they're equally like they're big. Some of these are just here because they're big. Like he's big, Gyarados is big, Electro, whatever his name is big, Lapras is big, Arcanine is big. All the big Pokemon has to be neighbors. Like they're gonna knock down the door. Teen Titans was good, yeah. I think it's funny because a lot of adults think Tom and Jerry was too violent. Most adults have watched Tom and Jerry. If you ask me, I don't think it's too violent. That's like people going, video games are violent. Why let my kid play video games? Because they gonna beat people up. No, I never thought much of it. This guy is pretty big, so I wouldn't make him in the house. Yeah, Blastoise is big. But someone told me that Blastoise isn't that big. They said he's only like 5 feet tall or something. So I'm like 5'3", so he should be fine. Oh, I don't know anything about the new Tom and Jerry, so I don't know talking about the old one. Absol's cool. I don't know what his backstory is, though. I don't know if he has any, like, weird, like... I don't know if he has any weird quirks about him, but he's a cool guy, so we'll say that he can be a roommate. You know what Gyarados can cause large? He can cause hurricanes and storms? Dude, I'm moving him down. He can stay down the street then. I didn't know he could do all that. Hello? We're gonna be minding our own business, and that's gonna be a problem. Teen Titans? Oh, the old Teen Titans was pretty good. The new Teen Titans, that one is just a lot of talking. Not a lot of doing, you know? They don't really do much in that show, just talk a lot. I don't know much about the penguins, but they're pretty cool. And he's like an emperor penguin. The Blastoise is 5'3". Yeah, so he should be good to fit in the house. What's this guy's name? Adino? Him, he's a cutie. Is there anything wrong with Adino? Or is he a cutie? Adino? My friends, they introduced their kids to thornberries. What's thornberries? What is that? Absol tries to warn people about apocalypses, but people assumed he brought them. Like Bruno? Oh my gosh, we don't talk about Absol. So. We don't talk about Absol. Not they thought that he brought the doom because he predicted it. Adino. Okay, Adino. Oh, he eats trash, right? At least in Pokopia, the garbage guys eat trash. He might be a little smelly because he is okay, this one is like just like oozing like garbage though. But this one, at least in Pokopia, he eats and recycles the trash. So I think if he can stay here, he'll keep the neighborhood clean, right? Well, he'll keep the neighborhood clean. This one though, it looks like he's like oozing like trash goo. Like this one is just gross. That one is literally gross. I do not want that thing in my house. Okay. So everyone's cool. Does he do anything crazy? I don't think so. They can room, right? I don't think they're crazy at all. So we can put them as a roommate. I'm trying to think. The only thing I know about Zorua is that it has that little imposter ability. It's like it temporarily transforms into something else. But then if like you touch it, then it goes back to normal. So I don't think it'll be that crazy. These guys are clean freaks is what I've heard. I heard that these guys are like, all they do is clean, 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 and clean, and clean. So these would be great roommates. It'd keep the house nice and tidy up for you all the time. Grubbin, Zorua and Zuarik are chill. Yeah, Grubbin, I don't really know what his deal is. He's a little bug. This one's kind of scary though. He's an electric bug. I'm gonna make him a neighbor because I feel like because he's a bug, I might accidentally step on him. And because he's an electric bug, he might just shock me and I might die. And I don't really want to die. This one just looks dangerous. We'll say that his full evolution lives down the street. I don't know. He just feels like he's going to do something like bad. Hi, Chunky. How are you? I feel like this guy's scheming. He's going to cause a problem. Treasure Bug is not slow. He zooms. He zooms? That's why he looks like a buzz? He looks like a buzz? Now that I'm looking at him, I guess he does kind of give buzz vibes. I never really thought about that. Oh, you don't mind me asking, but do you think Phineas and Ferb is educational? Not really. I think it's such a fun cartoon to watch. I think it's an okay cartoon though because it's not like too flashy. Like things aren't like happening 24/7. Like think like modern day SpongeBob. I wouldn't recommend something like that because there's no like overarching story. It's just like crazy colors and stuff happening 24/7. I think it's an okay watch. Hi Dreambart. I keep recommending that I hydrate. Let me hydrate. You could probably outspeed Vikavolt. I heard you're really fast though. Mimikyu. We'll say Mimikyu is a neighbor because we don't really know what's underneath Mimikyu's mask, and he freaks out if he loses said mask, and I don't want to incur the wrath of a Mimikyu in my home because he got a tear in his cloth or because like something happened to it. I don't know. It's a girl talking about animals and it's an older Nickelodeon cartoon. I haven't seen that one. Mimikyu needs to be banned from neighborhood. Is Dex entry? He will kill? He kills? He's just a little bee, not if he kills. Well, if you say that he's going to do some murdering, then yeah, he can go live somewhere else. He a cutie pie, and I sympathize with him, but oh my lord, he's a murderer. If you look at the speed, you can outrun Vikavolt, but lore-wise, Vikavolt is super quick. I'm very slow. I mean, maybe on all fours, I can outrun him. You know, I'm a dog. I run faster that way. But on two legs, these guys, they're just little guys. I don't think they do anything. They're so boring. I hate this design. They're so boring. I bet they'd be decent I think they'd be decent. Decent roommates, yeah. At least you learn about friendship, yeah. I wasn't allowed to watch Pokemon growing up because my parents said it was too demonic. Now look at me. I'm becoming a Pokemon VTuber. All I stream is Pokemon these days. It's like when your parents really like don't want you to do something and you turn out to like go full send toward that thing anyways, you know. You only die if you see Mimikyu's full form. Listen, if you're living with him, you're probably going to run into an issue where you do see his form, where like his like scarf like gets like messed up or something from the other Pokemon in the house. These fish guys, I didn't even know these were in Pokopia. I have none of these. But I guess they're chill, right? Oh, a snake though? I don't want a snake in my house. I'm gonna wake up and he gonna wrap me and I'm gonna die. Which could happen if if a gust of wind from the bird like blows like Mimikyu's thing off, if it gets a little bit of fire on it, it burns it away. Anything. There's a snake in your boot. See, I don't want a snake in my boot. I don't want a snake in my boot. That is the opposite of what we want. Oh, but these guys are all cute. I don't think they do anything crazy. Any of these guys. Other than pound, they like to punch people, you know. Jigglypuff can put people to sleep, but that might be good. You know, I got insomnia sometimes. I have trouble sleeping, so I'm gonna have a Pikachu sing sweet little Pikachu nothings into my Pikachu. My God, Jigglypuff. Sorry, I have a Jigglypuff singing sweet little Jigglypuff nothings into my ears so I can sleep. Anyways, Twitch ad breaks happening now. Putting on the be right back screen. I'll be back in 3 minutes when the ads are over. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna take a bathroom break. And I'm also gonna add up the extra funds we got. Be right back! See you in 3 minutes. 3 minutos! All right, boys. We're going to keep going. We're at $797.50 for the funds. I counted. Now we're at $797 for classroom funds. Yeah. Yeah. The only downside about doing the Throne-a-Thon at the time I chose to do it is that while the stuff I get on Throne does come like immediately, like it immediately gets like ordered and shipped and stuff whenever Amazon can, the money I've gotten from like subs and stuff, I won't get that until like mid-September, so it might be a little while before I can use those funds. But what I'll probably end up doing is just is spending the funds like now and then like holding on to and then keeping it when I do finally get the Twitch check in September, because you get paid for the previous month the next month. So like for August, the what I make in August I get paid in September type of thing, so it's different. But if you're not talking about the subject, I agree education is important, but I also think it's important for kids to be kids. If they learn something great, but you can't force them. Well, yeah, I'm not saying that like I wasn't saying that like everything they do has to be an educational with a purpose, but at the same time, you also can't have it the other extreme either, which a lot of people tend to go with. A lot of people will just let the kids watch whatever they feel like it and give them full control of like TV and stuff, and that's when it becomes a problem. Because I teach kindergarten, mind you. Kindergarten is the year where kids have never been to school before, but they're 5 years old. You expect a 5-year-old to know basic things, for example, right? You expect by the time a kid reaches the age of 5, they should be able to tell you colors. They should be able to say, that's red. They should be able to say, that's a circle. They should be able to say, oh, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They should be able to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Can you imagine? I don't think people realize how many kids cannot do that in kindergarten. I have so many kids in my class who know nothing. Nothing. When kids enter kindergarten at the age of 5, I have kids who can't even a lot of kids can't tell you letter names at all. They can't say that's letter A, nothing. They don't even know the alphabet song, and they can't count. They don't know any letters. They don't know any shapes. They don't know any colors. So when I say like educational stuff, I mean like kids learn passively from what they see around them. So if you put on an educational show, like Dora, for example, teaches a lot of words and stuff. Word Girl when we were kids. Word Girl taught a lot of big words and stuff, you know. Shows like that teach kids passively different things. Mickey Mouse teaches things passively. You know, putting shows on like that for a kid can teach them stuff to where you don't even have to do anything. They already know their shapes and colors because Dora the Explorer done told them. You know what I mean? But some kids don't. Some parents aren't in control of what the kids watch and what they use, so they end up just knowing nothing. Like, they know Cocomelon, and they can sing the Cocomelon songs, which Cocomelon songs are nothing songs. They can sing Cocomelon songs. They can tell you all about the newer SpongeBob episodes. You know, the new SpongeBob episodes where it's just like throwing a bunch of events together as fast as possible and hoping it becomes coherent. It's a lot. It's a lot. Used to watch an English-speaking Minecraft YouTuber, which helped me a lot with learning English. Yeah. Also, when we were kids, what helped too is that video games required reading. Video games require reading. We're at a time now where games don't require that anymore, which I kind of don't like. I do like voice acting. Don't get me wrong. It puts you in a good story, but now when there's a reliance on voice acting and not reading, the kids aren't really learning. Like when we were kids, if you wanted to experience a good story, you had to read. You want to play Final Fantasy, you gotta read. You know, you want to play Minecraft, I mean, you don't have to read to play Minecraft, but you at least you learn to read what the items are. Oh, that's a sapling, that's a blah blah. Now everything is just like voice acted, so you don't have to practice your reading anymore, and I think that's also contributing to like kids not knowing stuff too. Cause I love. Oh, good morning, Medi. I like voice acting as much as the other guy does, but like, if everything's voice acted, then the kids aren't challenged. Everything's read to kids now, you know, voice acting in video games, listening to YouTube videos. You don't even gotta read you know, when we were younger, we had to read articles to figure things out. Nah, homie, now you can just find a YouTube video covering the same topic that a little basic article was. You know, like you're not required to read. And then a lot of stuff can just read things out loud for you. So I think that's a problem. Like, people are mad at Pokemon for not having voice acting, and I'm always conflicted because on one hand, I think Pokemon with voice acting would be so epic. But at the same time, it's the last major franchise that children everywhere plays that still requires reading. So like, I'm never too mad about it, you know? Like, people are like, eh. Now, it is bad when you have cutscenes in Pokemon and no voice acting. I think what they should do is, I think they should voice act cutscenes and then have you read the rest. That's what lower budget like JRPGs do. You know, they have them read some lines but not all lines. I think that would work in Pokemon, but I don't think I want a fully voice acted Pokemon game. For that reason, I want kids to read. And Pokemon is the last standing game. It's the last standing major franchise that requires reading. So, I don't know. That's why you're a teacher, not me. I'm too goofy. No, it's okay. I didn't realize a lot of things until I became a teacher. And then, you know, you get kindergartners who can't even tell you this is the color red, and it just makes you frown. And it's one thing if it's like one or two kids and it's an outlier. It's not an outlier. A lot of kids, a lot of 5-year-olds cannot tell you colors, cannot count to 10, cannot tell you a single letter, cannot tell you a single shape. A lot of them. If it was one or two, that'd be different. But it's, when I tell you, it's like, I say it's usually a little over half of my class that doesn't know basic things is bad. When you come into kindergarten, you're expected to already know the alphabet. You're expected to be able to count to at least 10. And we teach you how to count to 100. So you need to come in counting to 10. We teach you how to read. So it's recommended you come in knowing the alphabet so we can just jump straight into reading. But that's not how it works in reality because kids don't know nothing. We even had to teach them colors. Can you believe that? I gotta teach people colors. And I mean, it makes sense. I gotta teach my Spanish speaker colors because I do have a lot of kids who speak Spanish, so they gotta learn the English words. But my English speakers have no excuse. I'm like, why do y'all not know what red is? I got a moldy grilled cheese because it was served to me. That's not good. Just have them anime in Japanese. They have to read it. They have to learn Japanese. I mean, yeah. Ooh, reading rainbows in between the lions. I forgot about that show. What age are you in kindergarten? You're 5. You're 5 or you're 6. You come in at the age of 5 and then you grow up, and as time goes on, you become 6. That's how it works. You ever had to teach your monster? You ever heard of teach your monster? Oh, we use teach monster. Yes. I used teach monster in the beginning of the year. Kindergarten. That's the class 4, 5 to 6 years old. It's the first class. You got pre-K and then you got kindergarten and then goes to first grade. Teach Monster, we do use the app Teach Monster. I use it in the beginning of the year. My first year, we used it a lot. It was the primary app that my school used. But then we started using iReady, which iReady has major lawsuits right now for using, what was it? They're like allegedly like using like their personal information that they're obtaining from kids to do other stuff. I don't know the exact details, but it is like it was like a massive like data breach thing. So we probably won't use iReady next year for reading. So we might just go back to Teach Monster, to be real. I don't know what we're using. They never told us. They just said that it's up in the air for iReady because iReady got compromised really badly. They were using that data they were getting from the kids to do something. I don't remember what it was. Allegedly. They were allegedly doing that, so I don't know. The 5-year-olds as a majority don't know what red is when I was 6, I had potato cannons figured out. Yes, they don't. They literally coming in not knowing anything. So it's been pretty bad. It's a bad experience. My dad taught me how to read before kindergarten. With the game Final Fantasy, also taught me problem solving. Yeah, my parents did too. We had hooked on phonics. My parents made sure that a few times a week that I would sit down and I'd do a hooked on phonics like little lesson with my parents. So I came into kindergarten being able to read. That wasn't a problem. But like I said, now that there's iPads and I just want my kid to be quiet so I can go do something in the other room. They hand them an iPad and they don't really do anything, or they just hand them a remote to a TV. Like, kids can use remotes. They can. All the kids can use a remote. Like they know how to do that. I can tell you that now. The kids know how to use iPads either, too, because we get iPads assigned to us in the class. Every kid gets an iPad. They know how. They don't have any questions about how to use an iPad. They do have questions about how to plug in headphones, though. They don't know how to do that, but that's easy to teach. But iPads, oh, I know how to use iPad. You know. You kind of forgot. That's okay. Every country is different. You know, some countries have what's called kindergarten. Other countries call it something different. So we also figured out why you don't use oil filled with oil and potato cannons. It ignites and you can literally cast a fireball. That's kind of cool though. I'm not gonna lie. Just to put on Blue's Clues or Comfy Count. I mean, yeah, you can do that sometimes. I'm not saying that you can't, like, let your kids have fun and watch whatever. Just don't let it be, like, a daily occurrence. For a lot of kids, it is a daily thing. Like, every single day is a free-for-all for the kids. They just, here's an iPad, here's a TV, go do whatever, you know? But it is, like, sometimes. That doesn't, you can do that sometimes, like, you know? Kids in America don't go to school before 5. They can. They can go to pre-K. Pre-K is 4, age, like, 4. But pre-K is optional in most places, in most states. I don't think there's a state where it's required. For most part, states have pre-K optional. In some states, kindergarten is optional. In my state, kindergarten is optional. You technically can go straight to 1st grade. So their first day in school can be as a 7-year-old. So yeah, and my school is optional. It's optional. A lot of parents don't know kindergarten is optional though, because you know everybody knows, oh, you gotta go to kindergarten, so they enroll them. But there are a few that are aware that it's optional and they wait until they get to 1st grade. So I wasn't allowed to go to pre-K because you had to prove that like you needed pre-K because there's like limited spots. And my parents had already taught me how to read and like all this other stuff and like basic math and whatnot. So they did not accept me into pre-K. My mom wanted me to go into pre-K because she wanted me out the house. And she told me, since they wanted me in pre-K, she said, and I was really shy at the time, so she didn't think she had to say it, but she told me anyway. She said, I need you to, you know, just be quiet, you know, just don't say much to them, right? So, because we want you in pre-K, so don't say much. And that's how my mom found out that I was shy and lets you put me in a room by myself one-on-one with another adult. I used to talk to teachers. I would not talk to my classmates, but I would talk a teacher's ear off all day long. Yeah, so my parents were like, oh, she's going to get into pre-K because she's not going to speak to them. Ha, ha, ha. And I came out like, mommy, I told them about how I can do this and I can do that. And my mom was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyways, let's keep going. We're almost done. We're almost done with our tier list. There's not too many things. Diglett! I'm gonna make him a neighbor because I think Diglett should be neighbors because they literally dig holes in the ground and I do not want a hole in my house. If I'm walking around and I fall into a Diglett hole, I'm literally going to fight somebody, all right? I do not want that. Here's mandatory. It should be mandatory to go to school when you're 5, but, you know, to each their own. To each their own. I think the little Machop guy would be a decent roommate. He's just a little guy. But then he gets kind of bigger and muscular. I mean, I'm trying not to base this off of if I like the Pokemon or not, because I don't like their design, but at the same time, I mean, they're just guys. They're literally just a guy. Like, I think he should be fine if he's in the house as a roommate. And the extra 4 hands means he could help out around the house a lot easier than I could. He's a strong guy. So I'm gonna put him as a good roommate. I hate his design, so I've never been a fan, but we could make him one. Diglett even makes a shortcut in Mystery Dungeon. Yeah, he not making no shortcuts in my house. That's all I gotta say. Geodude? How are we feeling about Geodude? I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's does anything bad. However, the guys, them rolling around to get places would be a problem in a house. They can be a neighbor and have like their own house type of thing, but I can't imagine, like, what if I have stairs, for example? Like, I have stairs and he just rolls down the stairs. Like, I can't have that. We cannot have that. Let the rock man be. Yeah, they are just dudes. He is just a dude, you're right. But these guys roll, and I think rolling makes it hard. I want stairs. I want to have a little upstairs area, and I don't want bro rolling down the stairs and then he can't get back up. He can't get back up. These guys, from my understanding, if I remember information about them correct, they're one of the Pokemon whose body temperature is like 1,000 degrees, right? These dudes, that's what I remember. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but from my understanding, they're really, 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 really hot. Really hot. And I do not want somebody that I accidentally bump into and I have like 10-degree burns, you know? That's a little much. The trees, Bonsley is good. This one, he can live down the street. We know that he can block paths. He'll just stand there in your way. And he'll just stand there in your way, preventing you from going, and he moves really slow. I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't really need the big rock tree guy standing in my way while I'm trying to leave the house and he's just in the doorway. Like, no way. We got the crow. I don't think the crows do anything crazy. This one's a bit big, so we'll put him as a neighbor. But I don't think they do anything crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be wrong. I'm always wrong about things. So the little Larvitar guy. This Pokemon reminds me of this one. I get these two confused. I'd be forgetting that they're different Pokemon. This one's Axew, and this one's Larvitar, but they're like the same. Crows are loyal creatures. Oh, that's nice. He has like a weird pod middle evolution. That's odd. Is he a bug? Why does he have the bug pod thing? Anyways, these ones can stay down the street. They're a bit spiky. They're a bit spiky for my liking. Like, his spikes all over him. Like, all over his back. His head. His fingers are spiky. His tail is spiky. His feet are spiky. And then this one, I don't even know how he moves. I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't even know how he walks. If he's truly in Pokovia, I gotta get him and then look at how he walks around. Because I cannot fathom this weird little pod dude moving anywhere. Moving anywhere, literally. Lotad. I associate Lotads with Mirror B because those are the guys that he has in his party. I don't think they do anything either. This one dances. At least they used to. When Mirror B, he'd be like, you know, he had a little dance. Larvitar probably need to eat a lot though. When a Pokédex enters means eating an entire mountain. A mountain? A mountain. Oh, he need a mountain. He can be a neighbor. He can eat the neighbor's mountain. He ain't eating my mountain though. He can eat the neighbor's mountain. Honestly, I should put him down the street if he needs to eat a lot. That's a bit much. Mawile. I love Mawile, but it's a bit dangerous, right? Like, she has that big old open mouth in the back with like fangs and stuff. Does she control that? Like, is that a separate entity from her or what? I love Mawile, but I don't think I could, like, in theory, if I had to live with Mawile, I think I would fear for my life. We'll say he lives down the street just because of that big old spiky mouth behind his head, bro. He's gonna kill me. The turtle, yeah, the turtle, he's like magma. He's a magma boy. He cannot be in a house at all. Crickettoons are fine. The birds is fine. Lucario is just a dog. Lucario is literally a dog. He's fine. He's fine. It's so sad that Mawile's a terrible Pokemon. It's one of my favorite designs. Is it a bad Pokemon? I heard that it's not that bad, right? It has a Mega version, right? And the Mega's not too bad. Is it bad? I don't know. I don't know much about competitive yet. I'm learning. I haven't learned much, though. Rotom speakers, I'm gonna be real. He can stay down the street because he's always going to be playing music. Like, literally always playing music. I have neighbors who always play music. And Sometimes I wish they wouldn't, because it'd be like in the middle of the night, sometimes in the middle of the day, and you'll just hear like music playing and playing and playing and playing, and I'm like, why? Why though? You know what I mean? Like, why? These ones also have a really hot body, right? Don't they? These little magma moth dudes? I think they do. Its mecha has a total base stat of 480. Its normal version is 380, if not mistaken. Is that bad? Are those bad numbers? Are those bad numbers? I heard Mega Wow Wow was banned. Oh, why was it banned? Oh, look at the owls. I love the owls. They're so good. Decision wise a little sus, but I don't think he does anything crazy, so he could be a roommate. Same with these ones too. All of these starters, they're not really dangerous. Bro is just a soccer boy. He just likes to run. Why do they have the grass and the fire starter, but they don't have the water starter of that gen? I just realized that. Why? It's normal Pokemon playthrough, they kind of suck though. Aww. I was gonna use him in my playthrough. Pokemon XD. I think you get a Mawile, right? I think I might already have one. It's been a while since I played not Mawile. It's been a while since I played Pokemon XD. I'm gonna play it again tomorrow. I'm not too far into that game though. The squirrels eat a lot, from my understanding. They eat a ton. But this one, being a chef, would make a great roommate. He would definitely keep us all fed. All fed. Good typing, fairy, and steel. Ooh. Don't worry about not knowing much about that stuff. I'm learning myself, so definitely not alone. Heck yeah! I'm on my journey to become a Pokemon master. Yeah, I want to be really good at competitive. I really want to be really good at competitive. These ones are also like, these are literally cold. Like, they're all like burn cold. All of my fireboys, I can just go somewhere else, to be honest. I want to learn competitive though. I do find competitive battles interesting, and it's a fun concept. It's genuinely a fun concept. So these ones are fun because these what are they called? I didn't know this was in Pokopia either. What are they called? They're called these ones are from Sun and Moon. I'm not Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield. What are they called? Anyways, these Pokemon that I forgot the name of. Yeah, they played the little guitar guys. They literally have electricity coming out of their head. So he's a little danger to be around. Just like the fire boys having fire on their tails, I say that they should live down the street. Toxicity. I've never said that name out loud. Toxicity. That's a very hard name to say. Say that 10 times. Toxicity. Look at the dogs. These are just dogs. Of course they can stay in the house. This one's a bred dog, though. I might get tempted to eat him if I live with him too long. These ones are so cool. I love the design of these Pokemons with a passion. They are the coolest guys ever. They are so cool. However, they are a walking danger. Bro has sword for hands and a flame out his head. His head is on fire, and he has a little tiny fire on his head. So I'm okay. In Pokopia, he literally spawns next to lava. So I'm okay. A Glimora? I don't know anything about Glimoras. What are Glimora? What are they? What are they supposed to be? Are they like tadpoles or something? I don't know. I don't know what they're supposed to be and what they are. So we'll just... They're a question mark. I don't know what they are. I just know their name. I just know that's a Glimora. I only learned what a Glimora was when I was playing Pokemon. When I was playing Cobblemon on a public server, and I started a team. We called it Team Glimmer, and they were like, "Oh, well, if you're gonna be Team Glimmer, then you need to have a Glimora, right? A Glimora on your team because it's short for Glimmer." And that's how I discovered what that Pokemon is. So I have no other context on what this is other than when someone gave it to me in a Cobblemon server. They're poisonous. They're poisonous rock flowers. Hi, princess. Oh, well, if they're poisonous rock flowers, they gotta go. I don't want them living in my town if they're poisonous rock flowers. Hello? Like, if you touch them, you die kind of thing? Is that what it is? These guys are okay. I think, honestly, I feel like I'd be rich if I lived next to this dude. He's always going to be bringing stuff in. But these guys like to collect things. And I feel like he might make our house into like a hoarder house, you know? Like, I feel like I'm gonna come home and there's gonna be like a bunch of random jewels and riches just in my house, which is good and not good at the same time. Like, I would love a lot of free stuff, but at the same time, I wouldn't love there being like a bunch of stuff in the way though. You know what I mean? Like, Godingo can make it rain money. Okay, so we'll take that one, we'll make him a neighbor, and then we'll make this one a roommate. So we can get rich quick. Heck yeah, dude. Get rich quick. Vulpix, from my understanding, the Vulpix aren't very hot. I know that they radiate warmth from their bodies, but I don't remember reading that they're like super hot like these other fire boys are, right? And they're cute. My favorite Pokemon's an Alolan Vulpix. I heard that one though. That one wouldn't be a good roommate though, because I read that Alolan Vulpix's like body produces a lot of coldness. If you pull Ninetales' tail, you get cursed for 1,000 years? They come with a curse? Hi, Zero. Holy moly. Okay, so Ninetales can live in the town just out of sight, if that's the case. And we can keep the Vulpix, because I do not want a curse. Yeah, but what if you accidentally pull on the tail? Like you're falling down the stairs or something, and then like you're trying to grab something really quick as you're falling down the stairs, and you accidentally like grab their tail or something because they're really big and they're in your way. You know what I mean? Like, there's accidents that can happen. I don't want to get cursed for 1,000 years. So I'm doing good, Zero. I'm doing pretty good. Poliwag, I don't like his little belly thing. I feel like he's going to put me in a trance. Is that what do they put people in trances? Because they're like, their bodies are built for putting somebody in a trance. I choose world, and that's scary to me. Welcome to Puppy Academy. I heard there's a way to break the curse, but I don't remember exactly. Interested. Yeah, I don't want to get cursed. Ooh, will. I don't want to get cursed. Look at the swirl. I'm gonna wake up, and they're gonna put me in a trance, and I'm not gonna know what's going on anymore. You know, I don't know anything about the stupid toad. I don't know why this toad exists. I don't know if he has a pre-evolution or like a post-evolution, or what. I don't know anything about this guy at all. Does he have a devolved form? Does he have a evolution form, or is he just a goofy frog? Like, and that's it. Is he good goofy frog? I've never seen anyone like use him, talk about the goofy frog. I don't know anything about this guy. I'm be real. I'm be real. Alakazams, I don't trust them. I do not trust them. They're gonna cast spells. They're gonna play mind tricks on me. I don't trust them. Mr. Mime needs to be locked up in jail though, so he's banned from the town. He's going to be like creeping. He's a creeper. I don't like that. But Mr. Mime is okay. He can be a neighbor. He's one of the split evolutions of Poliwhirl. He is? He comes from Poliwhirl? The goofy frog? I did not know that. I have never seen this guy before in a game other than Pokopia. I got him on Pokopia and I was like, this is a weird guy. Interesting. And that was it. That was that. That's interesting. I did not know he's from Poliwhirl. These are artificial Pokemon, so I don't know anything about them. I know they came out of a computer. So we'll put the artificial Pokemon as neighbors. I don't know. They might hack into my computer and steal all my info. The snaky boys, they're cute, right? Dragonite, they're fine, right? Is Dragonite really big? Because he might not be able to fit in the house if he's really big, but I think these guys are fine. They should be. These ones, actually, I do know that these ones retract their fire. Like in Pokopia, they're just little weasels because they don't use their fire when they're walking around. And I think it's the cutest thing. I came across it in Pokobia for the first time, and I was like, oh, wrong spot. And I was like, wait, where's his fire at? He's so cute without a fire. They're so cute without their fire. They're just little weasels. Little weasels. Bulbasaur is top tier, my favorite. He's okay. Dragonite is 7 feet tall. Holy moly, he can be a neighbor then. 7 feet tall is not coming in my house, dude. I'm gonna have to make a taller door for him. These guys are kind of spooky. Do they do anything crazy? His name is Misdrevious. I feel like he's mischievous, right? That's in his name, right? That's in his name. So I feel like he's gotta go somewhere. They feed on fear, like to scare people for their reactions. Yeah, okay, they can get banned. They can get banned. The giraffe rig is his name, right? The little one could be a neighbor. The big one can stay down the street. He's a little too tall to be in a house like that. I have better jumps in basketball. Crazy. Gardevoir. Everybody likes Gardevoir. I don't think Gardevoir does anything crazy, right? They don't do anything crazy, right? They're not gonna like steal my soul. 10 people tall aren't that rare here in my country. Really? Really? That's kind of crazy. I mean, I knew somebody who was 7 feet tall. I went on a date with somebody who was 7 feet tall. Fun fact. There was only one. When I was in college, I went on a date with one person. And he was really tall. He was 7 feet tall because he had gigantism, which is like the disorder where like you keep growing and growing and growing and growing, and it's a chronic illness because his internal organs, the way gigantism was with him is that like your internal organs just keep growing and growing, and at some point they like kind of grow too big for the body to like properly hold. So that was it was really interesting learning about him and his condition. But I did go on a date with somebody who had gigantism, so he was over 7 feet tall. So that's your interesting fun fact of the day. The average male, he has a level of 6 feet. Yeah. Gallade is fine though. Gallade is fine. Gotta right away from you, protect you from the curse. If they sense you are in danger, they will come back and protect you. Allegedly. Plussoul and Minisoul? Plussoul and my something like that. They okay, right? I don't think they do anything. Trapinch! Oh, his big mouth is a bit scary. His pinch is in his name. He might pinch you, so I'm gonna make him a neighbor. I think he's pretty harmless. Plussoul and Minun. Minun. The dragonfly is fine. They're kind of cute, but this boy is pretty big. Flygon is pretty big. He'll be a good neighbor. Are Americans males on average just 5'8"? Yeah, that sounds about right. The average woman, depending on what year you ask this question, when I was a kid, they said the average woman was like 5'4", but I know it's changed now. I think it's like 5'5". I think it's gone up a little bit, but the average woman is 5'4". So you don't need to be tall in basketball to play. Look at my idol. Who's Arbuckle? If he's from Texture Lab, I haven't watched Texture Lab in ages. I don't remember any of the characters' names at all. Swablu is nice. He could be a good roommate. Hi, John. He could be a really good roommate. Altaria as well. Oh, they don't have the full evolution in this game, do they? They just have that one. Interesting. Y'all, tell me the story of this Duskfish. Of Duskull. Is he dangerous? Cause he a ghost fish and he look a little dangerous? We gonna put him and stays down the street until I get more information. I don't know what to make of him. Is he a criminal? Is he going to steal my soul? Because his face says he is. I mean, look at his bloodshot eyes with his skull mask, bro. Like, and his ghost-like fins. I feel like he's going to do something crazy. I don't know much about him. It's definitely Dusclops. I don't know what his deal is, but it's got to be illegal. He's got to be a criminal somehow. Look at him. Look at them hands. He gonna snatch you away. I don't know. Oh my gosh, what is this? It gets bigger? I did not know it got bigger. It evolves even more. I thought it stopped there. I thought this one was where it stopped at. And it gets bigger? That thing is not allowed in the town. Not allowed in the town. I learn something new every day from Miss Cyan. Heck yeah. I'm a teacher. It's my job. I don't think this guy causes problems. But his hands are very spiky, and it makes me reluctant to put them in the house because I feel like they're gonna like leave holes and punctures in the carpet and stuff. If you ever touch Dusclops, you get consumed by the void. Duskinger is nice though. Guys lost souls to the afterlife. To the void? Oh yeah, he's not in town no more. Alright. What's this guy's name? Viper? It's the big one. I didn't play the game with these starters. I don't know what game they're from, and I don't have that game. I think they're okay though. They're kind of cool. They're kind of cool boys. I don't know. I think they're okay. Look at how cool he is though. So Viper, I think. Snivy, Servine, and Superior. Who's Viper? Is there a Survivor? There is a Survivor Pokemon. That's the other snake guy. That is not a Survivor. This one, his name is Greninja. I know Greninja from Smash Bros. Greninja. He's a poison snake, like Arbok. Oh, he's poisonous. Ooh. Ew. Where did I put Arbok? And I put them as neighbors? Oh, okay. Well, if they're poisonous snakes, they can also be neighbors as well, you know? It fights Zangoose violently. Froakie! Survivor is poison. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. We got Froakie. He's just a little frog guy, I guess. They're just a speedy frog, so I don't think they're going to do anything criminal. Same thing with this little mouse guy. What's his name? Off-brand Pikachu. You know, you guys are tall. I'm 5'3", so I'm not very tall. Noibat makes his noise all day, from my understanding. He uses echolocation, yes or no? I thought that like the ear things was like an echolocation thing, which means it would have to make noise all day for that to function. Which is my theory, and I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. I challenge you to basketball. You know? I've never experienced it because I'm only 5'3", but a lot of my black male friends, if you're black and a male and you're like somewhat tall, it's like the first thing people will mention when they meet you. Oh, nice to meet you. My name is blah, blah, blah. Hey, you should play basketball. I've heard my friends talk about that problem so much, and I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm slightly taller than 6'1". Y'all some tall people. I'm 5'3", and Kotaru's 5'10". My hubby is 5'10". Rookity, pew, doo doo. Rookity. I like Rookity. Corvic Knight is a little demon though. I like Corvic Knight, but he's a demon. Do I want a Corvic Knight in my house? He's a big steel boy. He might be a danger to himself. He's going to trip down the stairs, and his body landing on that floor will put a hole through the entire floor. I don't know. He seemed like a liability. He's massive. He's also massive. That dude's huge. He's huge. He's like a dinosaur. Oh, I don't know anything about Dragonpult at all. Speaking of, the Melodic event is supposed to start today, right? Or some other day this month? I gotta lock in because Melodic is literally one of my favorite Pokemon. And in Pokopia, you can get them for a limited time. And I will be getting Melodic for the limited time. No ifs, ands, or buts, dude. I'm getting Melodic. I love Melodic with a passion. Melodic the goat indeed. These guys are cool. I don't know if they do anything crazy. They look a little cursed. We'll make him a neighbor for right now. They look a little cursed though. I feel like he might try to murder me in my sleep. This is just a cat. They're just a cat. They don't really do anything. They're just a bird. Ooh, Tinka-Tonk though. They could be roommates. Tinka-Tonk. Tinka-Tonk. With that big hammer, he can't fit in a house every day. You love Melodic? Oh, my two favorite Pokemon are Melodic and Alolan Ninetales. So whenever I try to play competitive, I always try to have a team with them too in it. I love those two Pokemon with a passion. I use my Melodic as a support, beefy support guy. Think a Pokemon that heals himself and the other Pokemon has leftovers and takes like little damage from anything. There's been times where I've won battles with other people. They're not difficult battles because I'm not very high up on the tier. But there's been times where I won battles just because that my Melodic was so tanky. Did little damage, but it's so tanky that I was able to like maintain full health at all times while while slowly whittling down the enemy's health because my boy just has so much health and could heal himself too. I use Melodic as full support every time. Tink tank tonk. Tink it's Tinka-Tank. Anyways, this guy got a big hammer and that's kind of a liability, so I'm gonna make him down the street, but the little hammer should be fine. The little hammers should be okay. But the big hammer, I don't want to be responsible for whatever Tinka-Tonk decides to do. Especially because in Pokopia, he's over there doing his own building project, and they all look atrocious, by the way. If you want to make your town look nice, you literally have to tear down, like, all the stuff that Tinka-Tonk has built. Right Cinderace line before I need to leave. Cinderace is up here. When in terms of being a roommate, I think they'd be a good roommate. They're over here. But like in terms of if I like the Pokemon or not, the Cinderace line, they're okay. They're okay. I do like the design. I like the animation of like I like the move that's unique to him that Pokemon had animated where he like kicks the ball and then becomes like a fire soccer ball and then he kicks it at people. I like that one. I like that a lot. Yeah, Pyro Ball. Yeah. Tinka-Tink, Tinka-Tink, Tinka-Tank, and Tinka-Ton. Nah, I'm gonna keep calling him Tinka-Tonk. Oh, bye, Casual. I'm gonna keep calling him Tinka-Tonk. This is a fossil Pokemon. He looks like he might eat my head, though. He got very spiky mouths, and his tail is very pointy, so I don't know. Same thing about... this one's a little guy, so he might be fun as a roommate. But this one, he looks very big and very spiky. The bounce idol battle animation is sick too. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that one as well. I do. This one's too spiky to be in the house. I feel like he's gonna poke a hole in the wall. Hey, Terrence! He gonna poke a hole in the wall. This one, he looks fine here. But then here, he looks like he could block an entire doorway. We'll make him a neighbor. Like, I feel like this guy will literally... now I'm looking at him, he got more spikes than I initially thought. We'll put him down the street. He got spikes on his head. He got spikes on his mouth. He got spikes under his head. He got arm spikes. He got spikes on his back. Spikes on his tail, dude. Honestly, he's going down even further. I don't know if I want him around. He might poke everything out. Can I make one short joke? That's foul. Same thing with the dinosaurs. They're very, very spiky. Like, look at that. He's extremely spiky. I don't know what these guys' deals are. They're really cool. They're like Aurora, or what are they called? Aurora something. Aurora somethings. They're really cool. This one's really tall though, so we'll make him a roommate, but I don't know what their deal is. Oh, the evolutions. I would say that I don't know anything about the lore of each evolution. From my understanding, they're just like house cats. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, is Glaceon like freezing and will it like freeze you from just being in the house? I've heard some negative things about Sylveon's lore. Sometimes I hear negative things and positive things, you know. I love Tyron. It's just so dinosaur. He is just so dinosaur. We know Eevee's neutral, so we know Eevee would make a good roommate, but the rest of them, I don't think any of them are dangerous. I don't think they're dangerous either. I think the evolution should be fine to be roommates and to live with us. I don't think they really cause much trouble like some of the other Pokemon do. I think they should be okay. Now, the gods are coming up. I would not want to room with the god. I don't know if you would want to room with the god, but I most certainly would not. Yes, we're ranking them based on room abilities. These are all the Pokemon Pokopia Pokemon, and we're rating them as to whether they'd be a good roommate or not. Not based on design. Last stream, 2 weeks ago, I rated based on like if I like them or not. This time I'm doing it based on roommate ability. So we got wonderful roommates, you know, they could stay in your house with you without causing little problems. You know, they might cause like a tiny bit, but they won't cause much. Nice neighbors, they might be a little too big to fit in your house, or they might be slightly dangerous and you just don't want to risk it. Or I don't like spiders. I wouldn't want to wake up every day to a spider in my home, so I put him as a neighbor. Down the street, they're a little bit more dangerous, you know, like they got permanent fires on their tail. That's a danger, that's a risk, you know. Wow Wow, his big old mouth open, you know, the open flames and stuff, that's risky. Can live in the town, but they gotta be out of sight, you know, just somewhere like really far away. These ones are super spiky, so they're probably gonna be bumping and stuff. He looks kind of suspicious, you know. A lot of them are like a lot of these fire ones are like 1,000 degrees in heat, like just naturally, you know, they can't be near you. And then these are ones that will like absolutely cause damage to you and the people around you. Like the gods, in my opinion, the gods, I would not want legendary Pokemon near me at all. What is that? Literally, what is that? That's in Pokopia? Are we sure that's in Pokopia? I don't know. Anyways, the gods, I don't want gods in my town. They can be there, but I don't want to see them, I think. Entei's Dex entry says that Volcanoes is born every time they bark. Gone. Gone. Removed. God. They're not gods? Oh, well, they're legendaries, though. Absolutely gone. If a volcano spawns just because of that, Kyogre can make it rain. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So he's there. I genuinely don't know what this rock guy is. I've never seen this rock guy before in my life. I don't know what this is. Yeah. Mewtwo, he's dangerous, right? There was a movie about him. He's dangerous, right? Like, Mew wasn't as dangerous, but from my understanding, Mew was like a force to be reckoned with. Yeah. I think the other guys are okay, maybe. We got Hoppip. They're guys. They chill with it. I don't think they do much. This one's a little suspicious though. Jumpluff, but I think the little cotton thing, that's just a little cotton ball. I think that's a cotton ball. I'm not really sure though. They're just uber powerful. Okay. Sableye needs to live in a cave, to be honest. He's not really, I don't think he's really house worthy. So we'll say he can live out of sight, because I feel like a Sableye has to be in a cave. I cannot imagine a Sableye walking around out in daylight. Jirachi grants wishes, right? So if he grants wishes, I think he'd be a great roommate. I can wake up every day and have my wish granted. I don't know what this guy is at all. I don't know. I'm gonna put him down the street because I have no idea what he is at all. Phoebus are okay. They're just a fish. Melodics are okay. They're just a fish from my understanding. I don't think they have anything crazy about them. The water crocodiles. We can put the water crocodiles up here. This one's a little big though. I don't think he's gonna fit in the house very well. Whims. No, that's not a Whimsnut. That's what I call it, Whimsicott. That's not a Whimsicott. What is this? It's a Wish. No, that's a different Pokemon. I'm about to say Wishmer. That's a different Pokemon. Miffy, the little blue dude, is the Prince of the Sea. Oh, Chinchou, and Lantern. The only gods are Dalga, Palkia, Arceus, and Giratina. Who is Giratina? I know the other three, but I don't... Oh, is Giratina the Satan dude? The big, like, demon boy? The big ruler of the underworld guy? Is that who Giratina is? The big... He's like really big and tall, and he's like white and... Oh, I'm blanking on all these colors. Oh, he looked like something though. He is Satan. Okay, I know the Satan Pokemon. I rated him really poorly when I was doing my tier list because I was like, I don't want a devil in my house, dude. These are just water lantern boys. They should be straight. We'll make them our neighbors. Hi, Alfie. We're almost done. The coral guy. I kind of forgot you don't remember every Pokemon. Oh, I don't know a lot of Pokemon. For context, I played Sun and Moon, I played Sword and Shield, and I've played Scarlet Violet. I played Pokemon XD a little bit. I haven't finished it. I'm playing through Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon XD, so if the Pokemon didn't come from any of those games and it came from that middle stage of like Black and White, Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, stuff like that, Sapphire, Ruby, anything in that area, it's a question mark as to if I know it. I will only know it is if the more modern games had included them, whether in DLC or just like in base game. This is Corsola. He's the alive version, so he should be straight, but he's a little spiky. My favorite Pokemon RPG. What Pokemon is on the top? Well, let's go all the way up. We had a lot of Pokemon that would be good roommates. These are the Pokemon that should not cause much problems living in the house. You know, they should not cause much problems at all. We almost done though. We got Mudkip. I don't know nothing about Mudkip. He's the one from Alpha Sapphire. I do have Alpha Sapphire. I didn't play it a lot. I remember picking him as my starter though. And being disappointed by his ugly middle evolution in final evolution line. I mean, he's just a guy. I don't think he'll be a problem, so I'll put him there. But this one's too big to be in the house. Too big to be in the house. Carvanum? I think Carvanum gives me danger vibes. Like all the spiky fins and stuff makes me think he's like kind of dangerous, and the fact that he turns into a shark that like can chase you down at max speeds makes me want the shark to not be anywhere. Corpish, I think is his name. He might pinch somebody. We can put him as a roommate. They might pinch somebody. And then we got the weasels. The weasels should be fine. I don't know what their names are though. I forgot. I know their names. I've only seen these Pokemon in Arceus, in Legends Arceus, so I don't know. In 2000s, I heard you like Mudkips. It was a pretty big Pokemon meme. Was it? Was it really? Oh, and the cute fish Pokemon. These guys gotta be good. Same thing with the Poplio. These guys should be straight. I don't think they're gonna have any problems with these ones. Oh my gosh, Golipod? Golipod. Mudkip is actually the best starter for a Mega Rupee and Alpha Sapphire. Okay. The Mudkip Club. I don't like what he evolves into, though. I don't really like what he evolves into. He gets kind of ugly. No, I feel like I call him a Whimsicott. Why do I want to call every Pokemon a Whimsicott? I'm crazy. This is a goalie something. I don't really know this guy's deal. I just remember them being kind of annoying in Sun and Moon. We're going to have him stay down the street. This guy looks very dangerous. He's very spiky. He got claws for hands. I don't think he would make a good roommate. Golisopod. You know, what makes it hard for me too is I didn't watch the anime like at all. And a lot of these games I played sitting in silence. So like there's Pokemon I have a general idea what they're called, but I've never said their name out loud. So I don't know how they're pronounced, nor do I know if the name I call them in my head is correct or not. That's why I'm like, oh, it's goalie something, but I don't know what comes after that, because like I've never said that name out loud before, ever. I've only played that game sitting in silence. This ghost anchor, he's got to be dangerous. He's got to be angry. Granbull is just a dog, so it's okay. He's just an ugly one. Yeah, they're literally just a bulldog. Very ugly bulldog, but I've been moving around these guys because I don't know what they are. What is that? What is this ghost-looking demon jellyfish? Are they dangerous? Are they going to murder my entire village? Like to disappear people who swim? Banned. 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 They're never coming to my town ever again. Well, we did it, boys. These are all the Pokemon who would make wonderful roommates. There's a lot of them that would be really good for the house. They're not going to really cause problems. They're just, some of them are just ugly, and that's their only crime, you know? Some of them are just ugly, and that's their only thing. Yeah. I do be a grown woman. As it is a true statement. First said grown woman, yeah. Yeah, I am. Fun fact, Delmise is not an anchor, it's a seaweed? It's the seaweed on the anchor? That's crazy. These are the nice neighbors right here. Right here, right here, right here. We got nice neighbors. And then these are the ones that should stay down the street because they're a little bit dangerous. You know, they got little fires on their tails and big old hammers. This one can live in the town. They just gotta go somewhere else. Mostly because these ones' bodies are really hot, or they're likely to hypnotize you, or they're too spiky, or they're gods that might, not gods, but legendaries that might cause a little problem if you make them a little too mad. You know, it's probably best that legendaries stay by themselves because they're a bit too powerful. I don't think I want legendaries getting into arguments with each other. And then these ones are just cannot come in here because they'll either kill somebody or hurt them really bad. Like they'll snatch you away, they'll kill you, they'll beat you up, they'll do everything. Alakazam, you think Alakazam would be a good one? They're so smart. I guess, but I feel like because he's smart, he can use that to his advantage, and I don't really want to get, like, I don't want nobody getting hypnotized by our boy, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anyways, it's time. We finished. See, I didn't do such a, I decided not to do such a large tier list this time around. Because I wanted to be able to, like, you know, finish it. Last stream, I did not finish my my thing because I had such a big tier list to do. But we got through it today. Tomorrow, we're going to be playing Pokemon XD. Pokemon XD at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's pull up the schedule. Boom. Today is Wednesday, so we did the tier list for Pokopia. Tomorrow, we'll play Pokemon Gale of Darkness. And on Saturday, for some reason, my VTuber group friends, Claire and Cherry, really wanted me to play Hamtaro Heartbreak, because they were like, well, I can't believe you haven't heard of Ham Heartbreak. I don't know what that is, but they really want me to play it. So that's what we're going to be doing on Saturday. It'll be a collab, so I won't be talking to chat as much, but I still will be talking to you guys. With Claire and Cherry. We're a bunch of dogs. We're dog girls. And then on Sunday, hopefully we can do it this time. Something usually comes up that prevents us from doing it. We're gonna be playing the violin and the cello. I'm gonna play the cello, Katara's gonna play the violin. We're both really bad at those instruments because we don't know how to play those instruments. So if you want to hear some ear screeching, when I mean ear screeching, I don't think a lot of people have heard what a violin sounds like when you don't know how to play it. But string instruments sounds awful if you don't know how to play it. Like literally like high-pitched squeals and stuff coming from your instrument. So that's what you're gonna get to hear on Sunday. It's gonna be probably really embarrassing. It's probably really gonna be really embarrassing. So oh well. Oh, I'm late. Yeah, we're ending the stream today. Don't forget, we still got our Throne-a-Thon going on. We haven't updated it, but we crossed out the 750 points too. If we get to 1,000, right now we're at 790. If we get to 1,000, then I'll have to do a stream where I do nothing but read the B-movie script. I'll do nothing but read the B-movie script, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun. It's 2 a.m. here? Oh, that's unfortunate. When the school year starts, my schedule is going to be completely different, so I'm so sorry to my European viewers. But once the school year starts... I will be going back to streaming at 7 p.m. Eastern time, which typically would probably be about 2 a.m. for my European viewers. It'll probably be better for you though, Igna, but that will be about 3 weeks from now. I will be streaming during the week because I get off work at like I get off work at like 3:30 and I don't get home until like 4 something, so I usually like to give myself some unwind time. Like the earliest I could probably do a stream would be 5, but even that's pushing it because sometimes they hold us at the school longer than normal for no reason. So yeah, I hate that. My ideal time to stream is 11. I like prefer streaming at 11 my time, but you know, don't worry, stream instruments are always hard first. Oh yeah, I played the ukulele for a while. I did a ukulele karaoke stream a while ago. It's actually one of my highlighted streams on Twitch, so it's still there. If you ever want to listen to me with a terrible mic back in the day, I had a worse mic. With a terrible mic, strumming along and singing some songs with the ukulele very terribly, then you can go listen to that. Anyways, we gotta raid now because the ad breaks are coming up and I do not want to get stuck in the ad break. Who do we want to raid? I guess I'll raid Pixie. Pixie's a very cozy streamer. Very cozy, very high energy, very cutesy streamer. She'll go, yeah, hello, is what she'll say. Oh, I put raid 22, dude. Anyways, like I said in all of my streams, sayonara. I hope you have a good day. Join the Discord. I'm dropping the Discord link. Join it. Join the Discord. I'm dropping it on YouTube's. I'm gonna drop it on Twitch. Join the Discord, please. I have one. It's how you keep up with me, and it's very active. Those people sit in voice chat. They sit in voice chats all the time. And because of our goals that we have done for the Throne-a-Thon, I will be doing like a 75 points. We got the community movie night. I will be doing a movie night. I will be doing a community game night, and that's most likely going to take place in the Discord. And the VR meetup as well event, that's going to take place like in the Discord. So if you want to participate in those things, you need to be in the Discord because I cannot stream VR chat. That game's a gamble. That is a gamble. That's how you get kicked off the platform. So, all right, guys. Sayonara. I hope you have a good day. Go give Pixie lots of love. Goodbye.